What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, dude?
Man, it's game week.
Yeah.
It's game preview.
Mhm.
And you know I'm always hyped because, once again, we always got Steeler content, Steeler news to talk about. So, once again, man, it's a great day for me, man. I can't complain at all.
What is going on?
We are in a crazy time right now. Like, literally every day it seems like we've had some type of Steeler news, Steeler something that is like a headline, like legitimately.
You know what we missed out on, though? I don't know how often you think about this, but I do frequently. If only we were doing this during the Killer Bee era.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, we started doing it at 14.
Oh, man.
See, I don't know. That wouldn't have worked. It would have been impossible because you
bro.
joined the Steelers during the Killer Bee era.
And I couldn't be following the ratchetness. Like, we couldn't talk about that while living that.
It just would have been impossible. Like, you would have had to...
We were anti.
You'd have had to retire from the Bills and all of a sudden randomly become a Steeler fan.
Yeah.
And move down here.
And have enough, like, connection with the fan base here that they would rock with us while we talk about some of this stuff that's going on, man. Yeah, that would have been tough to be.
I mean, that would have been epic, though.
It would have been. But
we caught the tail end of it as we were starting with AB leaving and stuff, but we didn't really get it like that.
Yeah. We missed that window, but it's all good. It was all good. I'm happy that I missed that window. I was glad to live that.
No, I'm kind of bummed. I'm always a little bummed when I think about it.
Like for me, man, living in that Killer Bee era, like seeing it transpire when they first came up, this is gonna be what they're calling them. This is how we're building it. Like it was just a different vibe. Like this is always a fun time. Like when I think of like my favorite years playing ball, like in the NFL, I always think of my rookie year just because of how fun it was being a rookie. I think of my 2013 season in Buffalo. But man, 14, 15, 16, oh my, like those 3 years in particular for me, like it's just crazy. Like I feel like those, I can't even compare my Steeler time with anywhere else because of just how crazy that time was. But it was so awesome, man. Like on and off the field, man. You think about like just how that whole scene was, man. It felt like Hollywood. That's what it felt like. It felt like Hollywood.
The ups and the downs were crazy.
Yeah.
Like, in all those years, too, we legitimately thought we had a chance.
Every year.
Injuries, weird stuff happening, derailed us, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely did, man. Injuries at the wrong time. I mean, like, literally every year going into the postseason, we had something happen at the wrong time. Somebody getting hurt. But that is football for you, man.
Yeah, it is.
Man, God, I missed that. Dog, I missed that.
Sorry for bringing it up.
No, not
fond memories? Just fond memories?
This was like great memories. Like I said, I occasionally will sit here and just be, when I'm researching how to visit other planets, when I got my astronaut gear on, I'll go down memory lane every once in a while and I'll be over here just smiling like, God, we were doing it.
We won a Super Bowl in one of those seasons,
We did that. Like, we did that.
Like, whenever you look back, we win one of those seasons, huh?
Oh, no. Right. I felt like we would have won, too. I personally did. Like, I think... Definitely 17. If Shea doesn't get hurt 17, I don't think anybody was going to stop us. Like, I felt that year. And 15.
Was that the Peyton Manning one?
No, yeah, that's the Peyton Manning one, yeah. And, like, wholeheartedly, I feel like if AB or L. Bell is out there with us, bro, they're not seeing us that game.
Or
even D'Angelo.
Or if just Toussaint doesn't fumble it. We at least advance the AFC Championship. Because I think AB would have been back for that one.
Yeah, he would have been back. Yep.
Man, dude.
Those 2 years for me were the ones I'm always like, I don't care what no one says, bro. Like, the year we went to the FC Championship game and lost to New England, when we left out of New England, we felt like, all right, they were better. They had us. The rest of
even that one, we were derailed with injuries, too.
Exactly.
It wasn't, I'm with you. It wasn't like those other two.
Right.
Like, for Ben to go to Denver, they were the best defense. They ended up winning the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
For him to torch them for 300 yards and us to lose that still.
Like, we felt like that was supposed to be ours right there. Like, that I feel like that one hurt more than the 17 season. Like 17, it was just more so like when you're dealing with Shea going down the way he went, all of that kind of building up. You're just like, yo, this sucks. But that 15, that hurt because you're watching them and you're like, bro, they are not better than us. We had already beat them in the regular season as well. We went into Denver with the banged up roster and still should have got out of there. We were like, yo, that's the one. That's definitely the one, man.
I'm with you. 17 was probably the best team, though.
Oh, no question. 17,
that was Juju, Martavis, our AB.
Dude,
Bell was healthy.
Top to bottom, bro, we were stacked. But the injuries, man, it happens, man. You get an injury at the wrong position at the wrong time, bro. It kills you.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what it was, man.
Yeah. We're here now, though.
Yes, we are. And it looks like the chat is already booming. Man, shout out to everybody that was here early, too, man. Stephanie Ramirez, I saw you in here. She said that she's glad it wasn't a 6 a.m. show because, she's our California person right there. So, Stephanie, we appreciate you. That's why we give you the little primetime Wednesday nights, all right? I already have seen some people in the chat. Big Gerbil, he sent out a very, very smart message here. You know what he said? He said, the early bird gets to Mars sooner. And you know what? I can't confirm that. I've done some research and I've seen that people that, are early in their wake and bakes or early when they want to go out and explore the galaxies, they do get to Mars sooner. So absolutely. And speaking of, dude, actually, before I get to this next story, we got to check in. Let us know where you're watching from, where you're tuning in from, man. We'll get that check-in started. So while they are getting their check-in, dude, you remember the shirt I had on, right? The Into the AM shirt.
Yeah.
Drop the link and everything. We say, Moats 10 was the promo code to use on the back end of the link. Get you, I think it was 10% off we said? Yeah, 10% off on the purchases on the website. So that night, I still got the shirt on.
Okay.
So mind you, it's like 11. I've been hanging. I've been doing some stuff. But it's later now, okay? Now, I can't confirm nor deny if I was currently exploring the galaxy. But it was late at night, right? I'm winding down and relaxing. Now, mind you, I hadn't seen the shirt in the dark. Every time I've had the shirt on, it's been light. When I saw it, when I got it in the mail, it was, light outside. I can see everything. It looks fine. I turn my light off when I walk in the room. Wifey sleep. I look down and I see a figure on my chest. I freak out.
Oh, man.
I didn't realize the shirt glowed in the dark.
Wow.
It was a glow. So you imagine I'm pitch black dark room and I see a astronaut levitating on my chest. And like I said, I can't confirm nor deny if I had research materials in my system or not. But it made for a hilarious moment when I absolutely freaked out and wifey woke up like, is everybody all right? And I'm like, no, turn the light on. It's a robber in here. And then it hit me. I was like, oh, my shirt glows in the dark. It was a sight to be seen, bro.
So how'd it play out? You screamed. She woke up. The light was still off. You were like, someone turn on the light. Someone turn on the light.
It wasn't a good look, bro. It wasn't a scream. It was like, oh,
okay.
And then
jump back a little bit.
But that's enough. If I'm wooing while you're sleeping pitch black, that's going to wake you up. And ultimately, that's how that thing went down. But it's good to know that shirt does glow in the dark now.
Damn.
I figured that out, man.
I would not have guessed that at all. Just by looking at the shirt. Man.
I would have not have either. So you can imagine how thoroughly surprised I was. It's like, yo, what is going on, baby? Yeah.
Just another reason to get the shirt.
Basically. Alrighty. As I'm getting in here, I'm getting all warm now. So,
well, dude, it's a hot day. I don't know.
Okay, I guess tripping, right?
I guess that transfers into the house.
It definitely
at some
does.
points.
Yeah.
Even if you do have the AC on, it just makes everything a little more humid. So
okay.
I'm with you, dude. It's just been roasting here in Pittsburgh these last couple of days.
So if by the end of the show, we out here fully sweating out, y'all know what it is. All right.
Well, we got some. You want to hit some of these super chats first before we do the check-ins?
Yeah, let's get it. So I think this is Q.
Yep.
Shout out to Q. Definitely appreciate your support as well. He says, just to let you guys know, I'm buying a Moats jersey. Q,
nice.
I greatly appreciate your support. Absolutely, man. Big time support. And we also got the giveaway going on, right? The 25K giveaway. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with the channel. Everybody that's been a part of the movement, man. So like we talked about already, the video is up on YouTube. The video is up on Instagram as well. 25K giveaway, man. We're giving away jerseys, Manscaped, all types, a whole bunch of everything in there, man. You don't want to miss out. But we're announcing the winner on the next show this Friday. Morning, baby. Morning show. I know, Stephanie, I know it's 6 a.m. over there. I don't know. Hey, don't blame me. Blame the Steelers, all right? They had to play at night, so we got to go in the morning. So with that being said, man, we're announcing the winners on that Wake and Bake this Friday. You don't want to miss out. But make sure that you have done what you needed to do so you can be, entered into the contest the correct way. Yeah, I would hate for you to win. And then I'm like, oh, you can't win because you didn't follow directions. That wouldn't be cool. That would suck. That would definitely suck, man.
That puts you in a tough spot.
No, it doesn't, man.
You're not one of those guys where you could let it slide?
No, it makes it easy. Yeah, I'm like, hey, man, rules are rules. You didn't follow. All right, cool. So that's simple. Bam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we got Josh B.
Oh, yeah, I see Josh B.
Najee jersey came in today.
Uh-oh.
Also, love the show.
Hey, shout out to Josh B. And shout out to the Najee jersey. You can never go wrong with the Najee, baby.
Definitely not.
Never do that.
We got Flo Pluto.
Oh, shout out to Flo Pluto. I hope he's on Pluto right now.
This is actually somewhat of a poll here.
What we got?
Yo, fellas, can y'all pick my next jersey of the season? Any Steeler player.
Ooh.
7. I gotta say 7 right off the bat.
I was waiting, like, it's like, what is that?
But if you already have one, you got other options then. I mean, Dotson's a good one.
I mean, is it though right now, or do you want to wait?
No. You got to get in early.
Okay.
I mean, you saw when I got the jersey. I got it in his rookie year.
I would it. I was checking.
I was an early adopter.
Yeah.
So you could do that. Mm-hmm. I think Bush is a good call.
Okay.
Yeah, those would probably be my top 3.
Okay.
I think those would be my top 3. Or me, Najee too.
Yeah, for me, I'm going D. Bush, TJ. I'm gonna assume you have a 7, so I'm gonna go Najee on offense. 2 young defensive guys that we think gonna be here for a long time, should be stars, and then we got a guy on offense who we think should be here for a good amount of time and should be a star as well. So that's kind of how I'm living. But you know, I'm always defense first.
Sleeper pick. Pat.
Yes. 40. Fat. Great call.
Sleeper pick.
Absolutely. Highly underrated.
Get ahead of the curve.
Highly underrated pick right there.
So you got 4 or 5 right there. I don't know if he's going to answer back which ones he's thinking or not. This chat's going crazy, so I don't even know if I could keep up with it.
Hey, you're good. I got super chat locked over here. So what we'll do is this, though. Let's ride through some of these.
We got an upper room guy, though, first.
I do see. Actually, dude, this chat's still booming right now, bro.
We got a few.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You see what's going on right here. Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah.
Okay.
Man, you got to pick a side, man. You got to pick a side. So what we'll do is this. This is how we'll pick it. We'll go upper room real quick because I see just two new upper room members. Then after that, we'll jump into the check-in to see where everybody's checking in from. Then after that.
Do you have all the super chats?
Did
you figure out
it's rocking right now.
All right.
I figured it out. I don't know how long it's going to last, but so far, so good. So technology, guys.
Yeah,
we're learning it, but
we found a little spot on the YouTube where it just shows the super chat. Yeah. So hopefully they don't expire at all.
Yeah, because we were running into that issue where we read off the regular comments, but then the super chats would disappear, and that's not cool.
Yeah,
especially when people are compensating for a comment to be read.
Once the chat starts booming, I think it just goes with all right. There's these many comments that are allowed in this chat, and then once the old ones get to that point,
kick them on out, man.
They start disappearing. So I think that's what it is.
So if you got the check-ins, I will start these two upper room members. So first off, Sean_313. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And then Wadini, shout out to you, baby, and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. Always good to have y'all. Welcome to the party, baby. Welcome to the family as well. So now it's time to get this check-in started. So if you are ready, let's get it going.
No doubt. We got Tyree from Forest, MS. Is that Mississippi or Missouri? I'm not 100% sure.
I think MS is Mississippi.
Yes, I think Missouri's MO, right?
Yeah, I feel like, that sounds about right.
Even though it shouldn't be. Even because it's MO, it shouldn't be Missouri, but I think that's what it is for some reason.
What's Montana?
Ooh.
I'm messing.
MN.
I'm messing. Don't do that. I'm messing.
MN, I think.
I'm messing with you. I'm not even. I don't even know.
I'm decent with my states and capitals and that stuff. A little bit worse on my abbreviations.
I am rusty on all that, man.
Bailey Patton from Colorado.
Shout out to Colorado. Oh yeah, Colorado definitely there. Okay.
Nate from El Paso, Texas.
Ooh, all right, I like that.
And then we got Stephanie from 818 area code California.
We got Ningong for you from BBK Thailand. Shout out to Thailand in the building. Got Jacob Malicio from the 412, and he says he is definitely baked, which we absolutely love. We also got Bart Basquiat. Now, he said that he hasn't given us his location, but I'm assuming he has to be on Pluto or in another galaxy. Because he says, no wake and bake. It's shroom time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this show is going to be shackadelic for you, baby. All right? Enjoy.
That's just a bold call. Like, just on a what? Random Wednesday. Watching a podcast.
Hey, I love his energy.
Yeah, sure.
That's Big Deke energy.
Sure, yeah,
that
definitely.
That for a fact is Big Deke energy right there, man. Holy cow.
Someone's bringing up a Cam Sutton jersey here.
Oh, okay.
But then back to the... Oh, man, dude, I'm all over the place. We got 661 area code, William Cecil. I don't know where that is.
I don't know either. I'm going to Google this one of these days.
People are just posting area codes.
Well, because like certain places, like y'all from the 757, you're like, okay, I know that. But if you're not from Virginia, you're not going to know that's Virginia. You know what I mean? So, but either way, we'll Google them every once in a while. Y'all can just put it in the chat. But we got Murad. He says, cheers from Winnipeg, Canada. I like Canada, maybe. Oh, Canada. And then we got Alex Martinez says, what's up, Deke and Moats, checking in from Houston.
Yep.
Shout out to Derek Lewis. Oh, man, hurts me still. Let's see. Where else are we tuning in from? Oh, Jake. Not from State Farm either. This is Jake Zeke. Says, first live video, man, but stuck in traffic. Data slow.
Oh.
Man, you don't want the data to be slow, baby, when you're stuck in traffic. But either way, we appreciate you tuning in while you're rocking with us. And you know we rocking with you, baby. Yes, indeed.
We got Jack Doherty. Forest Hills, Pittsburgh, Steelers gang. I've been seeing him post a couple times here. 724.
Got Uriah J. Moore 1, North Korea as well, man.
Yeah.
All right. I see Still a Nation. Keeping it global, baby. Yes, indeed. Is that an area code? Alex Bradshaw, did you just type in an area code in here? I see 8. Oh, no, that's too many numbers for area code. I would say 867-5309. Like, that's a coordinate somewhere, man.
Oh, no, that's a song.
Am I tripping?
8675309.
Stop
They
it.
got you.
That's not even no. That's a commercial though.
No, that's a legit song. That's a
I
really
only know it from the commercial, bro.
No, that's a legit like popular song. I think from the 80s.
Yeah, I've only known it from the commercial, man.
It's oh man, it's not.
I know what you're. I just thought it was just a commercial jingle though. Yeah,
because you have Jesse's Girl. It's around that same type of sound, but this is. I think it's Jenny. It's Jenny's number.
Did they copy Jesse and say it's Jenny?
No. It's a completely different course and everything, but it's got that like 80s vibe to it that Jesse's Girl has.
Okay.
I think, yeah. I know that's definitely a song. I'm just trying to think of the timeline. I think it was 80s.
Okay. And now I'm seeing it again with the Kiss Me and Blow. Oh, it says Jenny. Yeah, Anthony Martinez says it's Jenny. Yeah, bro. Y'all can have that song. Lord.
That's funny.
All right. And now we do got an area code right here. This is Memphis, Tennessee, a.k.a. Tennessee, 38109. Do know that one. All right.
CBHU23, you ain't missing nothing, Moats.
Yeah, bro.
Thinks that song sucks.
CB_HU23. I second that emotion. I know that song.
Yinzer J, cop the Dotson and Muth jersey.
Ooh, okay. Shout out.
Doubled up there.
I like that.
Two good calls. Mike Boyce from the 229. Have no clue where that is.
Okay.
Someone put their zip code, Nashville, Tennessee. That's Corey Dawson.
Oh, yeah, I see that right there. Mike Boyce. Yeah, that's what you just said, right, Mike? Did you say Mike Boyce?
Mike
Boyce. 229. Yeah, you said him, right?
Yeah, Albany, Georgia.
Yeah.
That's what he just said.
That's what it is? Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Orangeburg, South Carolina. Jason Winningham. And yeah, they keep coming at us.
I see, man.
I mean, we could be doing this all day, right?
We definitely could. So you know what we're gonna do then? We'll get these super chats. Then after that, we hop right into that first topic, man, because we got spicy today, man. Y'all know that, but we always like to give the people some time to get into the conversation because as we know, on a Wednesday night, some people got family stuff, right? Work related stuff. So we don't want y'all to feel that press like, yo, I'm gonna miss out if I didn't get there right exactly then. You might miss the check-in, but you're not gonna miss the content because we always give y'all that.
Definitely.
So let's see where we at. First one we're gonna go to.
Two of them?
I got Let's Go UW. First off, Let's Go UW. Shout out to you as well, man. You always in the chat, always showing love. We appreciate your support. He says 17 would have been different if they ruled the Jesse James catch a touchdown.
I agree 100%. Yep.
I do, but I don't because whether it was a catch or not, Shazier was going to be the difference going for our playoff run. And when he went down, I don't think it would have mattered if we had home field throughout the playoffs or not. We were going to be struggling in terms of trying to stop people defensively. And that was like my big thing with that, man.
We would have played the Titans round one at home.
True.
We'd completely destroyed them.
No, I agree with that, but it still doesn't change who we're going to have to face.
It would have been Patriots again, probably, unless Jacksonville would have beat them randomly in the divisional round. Mm-hmm. Patriots at home, we already proved that we could have beaten them.
Bro, I don't think you realize what our defense was like once Shea went down, bro.
So you don't think we could have beat the Patriots again?
I don't think y'all, like, when it happened that first time, man, like, even with the no catch, that was kind of like the perfect storm of, all right, we haven't got all the way exposed yet of what we're trying to do at inside linebacker right now. After that game happened, the cat's out. It's different now. People know what we're going to do. And that's the issue right there. Like, the longer it would have went on, that was going to always hold us back right there.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's no different. Like, if we were talking about the 2019 season, right? When Ben goes down and we're like, well, if this could have worked out that game, and if he doesn't fumble, if this didn't happen, we might could have made a run for it. We all know at the end of the day, that team was going to be limited. No matter how much they would have done, it would have been viewed as overachieving just because the person that was going to be missing out there. And that's kind of how I felt with 17. That's why I said that. It's like, dude, I feel like we had the best team that year. But when Shea went down, that kills you what you're trying to do defensively. Like, our defense was solely predicated around him that year, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah, but let's go, UW. Thank you for bringing up that sadness of that no catch, because yes, I do think it was a catch still. But we're not going to be sour grapes today. No, we are not. But we got Matt Misich, and he says, well, first off, appreciate you as well. And he says, what's up, boys? Currently in another universe. Got the eye emoji, the smoke emoji, and the alien emoji. See, well, greetings, my friend. Greetings. Welcome to the party. Yes. All right, man, dude, I feel like every time I jump to go back to get more super chats, just keep popping in, bro.
Do you get the upper room members that pop up in that super chat too? Okay. How many are you seeing? I saw 2 of them. There might even be more than that now.
I got 2 new, 3 new. Yeah. So, bro, we're going to have to be flowing this thing because it's getting crazy right now. All right. It's getting crazy.
So why don't we, hold on. What's the last super chat then that you just did? Why don't we do the 3 upper rooms? Mm-hmm. You tell me what's the last super chat it is, and I'll put it in the notes. And then at some point, like, if we want to hit a break, we could go
Michael
back.
Wade. Put Michael Wade as the last one we're going to go to when we come back. All right. Michael Wade. Yeah, okay. Michael Wade. We'll come back to him. I'll do these 2 upper rooms. Then we'll get this first topic started, because otherwise, like you said, we just keep, every time I look, I'm like, yo, it keeps updating. It's another one. And we appreciate it.
Big shout out to everyone. I mean,
yeah, it's a y'all.
This is first world problems right now.
It's definitely
we're having so many comments and so much engagement on our videos. Shout out to everyone.
Jeez, I'm glad when you can put it like that for us, Deke. Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is definitely first world problems here. But like you said, we appreciate y'all for these first world problems. So, was it Damon Brown? Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Steelers Girl 517. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. And C. Holt. Welcome to the upper room. All right, I am done.
The whole show just could have been shout outs.
Gonna keep singing and shouting.
We're talking about jerseys and
seriously, man,
where everyone's from. We could do an hour show on that. I think we should just do it.
Just context. It's 7:23. Just think about.
Yeah.
We started at 7, and that's just with us stopping and say, all right, look, we're gonna start this first topic.
Shout out to everyone. Seriously, that's impressive.
It is. Like,
it's
big time impressive. Kudos to everybody that's doing that, man. Like I said, we definitely appreciate that support. But the biggest reason why I still like to keep it, a little bit just with the schedule, trying to be cognizant and respectful of everybody's time. That's the only reason. All right. So trust me, we are not complaining about y'all support. We greatly appreciate it. But with that being said, as we speak on support, as we speak on first world problems, all right, we kind of got one right here. My man Joe Haden. This is the first world problem, right?
Sure.
It's first world problem here. My man Joe Haden is currently under contract, but this is the final year of his deal, right? Currently has a $15 million cap hit, but his agent Drew Rosenhaus, Adam Schefter, everybody has confirmed it, that he has officially reached out to the Steelers about a contract extension. And obviously, as y'all can imagine, that got people talking, right? Because we had James Washington a couple days ago say he wants to get traded. We know TJ Watt's situation and his contract, whether the Steelers are going to pay him more or not, that's going on. So then you get this with Joe Haden and his team, and it just kind of added to it right there. But my initial thoughts on it, I can understand where Joe is coming from. He said that he wants to finish his career here, and I do believe him. Like, Joe was like me in terms of, like, when we got here, bro, we fell in love with it. Like, you talk to Joe and ask him, bro, how you feel about Pittsburgh? Like, he is going to light up and tell you, I absolutely love it here. And that's how we feel. And that's ultimately why when we got here, it was like, yo, we want to stay as long as we can. So with Joe's been playing at a crazy high level, right? He's been consistent. He's been steady. He hasn't had any off-field issues. I mean, you know what you're getting with Joe. Since he's gotten here, man, he's been a breath of fresh air for our secondary. So from his perspective, absolutely, man, you want to go into this season not with it just being the final year of that contract. You want a little bit more job security, right? A little bit more reassurance that if something were to happen this season, that they're still going to have you back next season, right? Totally different if you're under contract. Then they can just kind of hit you with the side. Like, I didn't see it. I don't really know you like that.
Yeah.
So from Joe's perspective, I could definitely understand it. Now, if you're the Steelers, this is kind of dicey because Joe just turned 32. We do feel like, I won't say that he took a crazy step back last year, but we do feel like we know he's starting to get on the back end of it, right? We don't think that he's on the front end where he's going to have another 5 years with us. Like, we're looking a couple years tops, right? So if you're the Steelers, you have to ask yourself, where do you see this team next year? Where do you see this team in 2 years? Do you see this team still with Ben, still as a contender? Or is it, this is the last go around, hard reset next year? All of those things dictate how you view this Joe Haden extension, whether you do it or not. Because if you view it as this is our last chance, it's the last window, we're not going to carry anything going into 2022 season and so forth, well, then you don't extend Joe. If anything, you try to figure out a deal to go get that man out of Jacksonville, right? CJ Henderson. If you're going to really go for, all right, we want to get us a corner and keep him, right, then you would go that direction, right? But if you're not, right, say you feel like, man, Ben can stay here. You think that, man, we got the pieces in place that, okay, even if Ben were to leave, we think whether it's Haskins or Mason, we're very confident in this group. Well, then sure, you go ahead, give him a 2 to 3 year extension, just so that way you have a little bit of a buffer in place while you're going with that changeover, right? While you're still maintaining a competitive balance, though. And it doesn't kill you cap-wise, as long as it's not that $15 million cap hit. That definitely can't be there going forward. So that's kind of how I view it right there. But I can see both sides in terms of why they would if you're Joe and why you might decide not to if you're the Steelers.
No, definitely. I feel like the Steelers have way more leverage in this situation.
100%.
Because Joe, like you said, 32 years old. It's not very common once a cornerback hits 30 to still be that elite player that they were. Mm-hmm. Although there are outliers. Here's what I will say, because I did some research on cornerbacks that did sustain some pretty solid play into their 30s. Mm-hmm. These are like Hall of Famers and Pro Bowl, All-Pro type cornerbacks. If we want to say like Joe is, I don't want to say he's on that level because we're talking like Charles Woodson, Champ Bailey, those type of dudes. But what we can say is he's a professional. Mm-hmm. He has been a 3-time Pro Bowler.
Definitely has.
I don't know how his career is exactly going to finish out, but Steelers Hall of Honor, he'll be recognized in that type of vein. As long as he hasn't lost a step, he still has his speed, still has his athleticism, and loves the game, is committed to it, I don't see why he still can't be a solid corner, at least cornerback 2 for a contending team. Goes back to the contract numbers, though, because it's $15 million cap hit, no way in hell.
And that's not contract 2 money, right?
What's the number? Because 2 money, I wouldn't feel comfortable anything over $5 or $6 million. I would be really comfortable with $3 or $4 million.
Now, does
Joe want that?
Because this is where it becomes dicey. Remember, he just did a 2-year extension where it paid him $11 million per year. To ask Joe to go from 11 per year to talking about 3 per year, but you're still going to require him to play the same amount of snaps. It's not like if he go from being corner number 1 to corner number 2, he's playing any less.
No, definitely.
He's still going to have...
Did you see that interview at all? He said he's not going to switch to safety, and he's not going to do nickel cornerback. So if he hits a point where he doesn't think he could be on the outside, he's just going to retire.
Right. Because for him to go to safety, when we talk, because people brought up, well, Charles Woodson, he went to safety. Charles Woodson is about 3 inches taller and about 20 pounds heavier than Joe Haden is. So even though Joe is athletic enough and Joe is smart enough, Joe size-wise, that is drastically different when you're talking about going there and tackle, play in this box essentially, like what we talk about with Evans, we talk about Minka. Like, you're going to have a ton more tackling that you're going to have to do as a safety compared to being a corner. Not every corner wants to do that. Like, you tackling as a corner compared to you having to tackle as a safety are just night and day in terms of the responsibility. So I could easily understand that. And for Joe, when you just talk about transitioning to other positions, man, mentally, you're essentially accepting the fact that my skills have diminished. Now, to do that, mentally, that's going to take you to a different place because you always got to go out there with the mindset that I have no weakness. I don't care what you think it is. I have no weakness, or you can't exploit that weakness. But for you to admit to yourself that, all right, I can't get it done out here, I do got to switch, I feel like that messes with you as well. And that could ultimately hurt your performance on the field. So I could easily understand why Joe would take that approach. But with that information, it makes it dicier when you're talking about that extension because he's not going to be flexible in terms of switching positions now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that kind of like puts that all to bed when he says that.
What I'm curious about, though, is he going to be flexible with the number? Because if he's the one coming out with this information saying, I want an extension with the Steelers. I want to retire as a Steeler. Then he's basically saying it's going to have to be a team-friendly deal probably.
In a sense, team-friendly, but not disrespectful. When you go to a man that just got paid $11 million and you say $3 million, team, that looks more like you're disrespecting me.
This is why the Steelers have the leverage, though, because we have him on this 32-year-old. He's going to be 32 in this season, which is good for us. Do we want him at 33, 34 then? Because this season, I don't think it'd be surprised if he ends up having like 5 interceptions.
Okay.
It's more of a surprise the older that he gets that he's having these elite type of seasons.
But when I think of the full context of what is your confidence level in the Steelers drafting cornerbacks?
That's a good point too.
The best secondary players that we've essentially have gotten in the recent recent history have been guys we've acquired from elsewhere. We talk about Minka. We talk about Joe. Like those guys, that they weren't homegrown. Even when we're talking about going to get another corner, we talk about that because we typically don't draft well at cornerback. So even though the Steelers have leverage, I still feel like if you're the Steelers, you're not just willing to bet the house on Cam Sutton, James Pierre, and that group going forward.
We got to see this year, but that's why this is perfect because we can see this year.
But the problem is this. Joe is trying to get this negotiation done on the front end. Dudes don't want to play on the contract year. So you don't have that. If you're the Steelers, when you're talking about, oh, you want to wait this season out.
Oh, you think Joe could hold out?
I don't think he will. We know who his agent is, though. So, all right. Y'all keep laughing. All right. We know who his agent is. That's all I'm saying. So with that, the timing of it puts a lot more pressure on the situation, because if it was like how you were saying, where they could just simply wait to see how James Pierre looks, wait to see how Cam Sutton looks, and you could wait to see how Ben look, and then from there you could decide, well, yeah, you know what, we'll extend you, Joe. Yeah, we'll give you the money now. But the problem is, this is the contract year. At the end of the year, he's an unrestricted free agent. That's a different conversation. Once you have to endure playing on that contract year, shoot, for all that, you might as well go test the market, because you've earned that right. You've already survived the risk. So it doesn't benefit Joe to do that.
Yeah.
But from the Steelers side, it benefits them to take their time with it. But if he gets to the point and Joe says he's disgruntled or he has an issue with this, now we're stuck in a situation, right? Because now we're going to be forced to see Cam Sutton, James Pierre, and who else you want to throw out there?
I'm leaning Mark Gilbert right now. Although he wouldn't be the slot guy necessarily. So I guess Brooks.
And he hasn't been practicing, right? So you can see the situation of how the Steelers have leverage, but Joe got a little bit as well, man.
If he's willing to hold out.
Right. I don't think
we never caught that vibe.
Yeah,
that's
we've
the
never
thing.
got that vibe.
With him saying, I want to retire Steeler. I love it here.
Mm-hmm.
TJ's first. I'm willing to wait and everything. Yeah. Which is funny, though, because literally the day after that article drops. Here's what I will say. Who knows when he actually did that interview, but still, you had to kind of know the timing of when the article was going to drop, and then all of a sudden the next day, Drew Rosenhaus has reached out to the Steelers on behalf of Joe Haden for an extension.
Trust me, when Drew reaching out, man.
He said it, and I saw the interview too. 3 times in an interview, they asked him about the contract. He said each time, TJ's the main priority. TJ's got to get his first. TJ, this and that. But then he said it 3 times every time his contract was brought up.
But then, like you said, the report comes out, you're requesting an extension.
And TJ hasn't gotten his deal.
Exactly. And TJ still isn't even practicing just yet, right? I know you go, oh, he's out there at practice. We already broke that down. Of you being there practicing, you practicing are 2 different things, man.
I'm good with us signing him to an extension. 2 to 3 years. I don't know if there's an option.
Now, are you good with it if it's on the front end of this season, though?
What do you mean?
Like they right now, have to do this deal before the first game, before they go to Buffalo.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% fine with it. I'm more concerned about the number, though.
Okay.
If the number's $3 or $4 million in those additional years, then 100%. That's good with me.
I just see 0 chance that Joe is going to sign for $3 million and still be asked to be cornerback number 2. That's gonna be less than what Cam Sutton is making.
4 or 5 million, maybe.
Bare minimum. Like if I'm Joe, it has to be 5 bare minimum, bro. Because you're gonna, it's not like with Mark Ingram, right? Or see, with Melvin Ingram is different because here he's not, even though he's competing for a starting spot, he's not forced to play starting snaps, right? We're not asking him to play 100% of the snaps. We're saying, hey, if somebody gets hurt, you can be a starter. But either way, you're gonna be rotating in some capacity with Alex Highsmith, regardless of whoever wins. Both of y'all gonna see action. So Melvin taking a little bit less makes sense because he's going to be asked to do less. Now, if we were asking Melvin to come here and start and play 70 snaps every game for 17 games.
We might be.
No, barring injury, we not. And TJ, don't you do that now. Don't you do that today. We don't want that. No. Fingers crossed. Only positive thoughts.
This might be the best contract of all time. Yes. We just signed Melvin Ingram too.
You know what's happening then? Melvin going to hit by week 6 and be like, hey, look, bro, y'all going to need to renegotiate this. Y'all get your overwork. I'm telling you, that's how it goes, man. Like, that's how it is. Y'all be over here steal away. He could be like, bro, I ain't for no steal away. Nah, man. Y'all gonna pay me. I'm telling you. Who did the boy in Philadelphia did it last year. Oh man, Jason Peters, right? So Jason Peters had came back and because Philly had their O-line was banged up. He had just retired. He basically said, look, I'm only coming
Insurance
back.
Policy.
Right. He was like, I'll come back, but he wanted him to play like guard. I think he was coming back for. So the contract reflected that. It was like, I think, $5 or $6 million. Play guard. Injuries happened. They're like, yo, we want you to play left tackle now.
I don't know what happened. Did he retire again or something?
No, but they made him like pay more money. He's like, yo, you gotta pay me more.
Who's that? Vontae Davis just retired at halftime.
But no, they essentially like he was like, look, if you want to play left tackle, you're gonna need to pay me a lot more because you paid me to be a guard, not to be a starting left tackle. And literally, that's how it went down. I want to say Philly did end up paying him, and ultimately it got settled because they didn't have any leverage though. They were all banged up on the front. And by him having to switch to left tackle, it was like, yo, you're going to pay me tackle money then. So that's the only thing when you're talking about Joe, when you talk about Melvin, asking dudes like that, man, to play that level snaps that and still have the expectations from him as well. It's not like we'll pay Joe $3 million and all of a sudden it's like, oh, Joe, you can slack up over there. It's all right. Nah, we still going to expect Joe to look like Joe.
The thing with Melvin, though, this is off topic and everything, but if he did ball out and like played a full season, he could break the bank again potentially.
Oh, he will.
Because older edge rushers still get paid.
Absolutely.
And can still produce like that. Whereas corners, it's a lot harder.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else with Joe. Well, here's the thing I thought of. What will be his market this offseason?
Joe?
Around the league.
It just depends on how the season goes. If he was hitting the market right now, I think that he would have easily been picked up earlier on.
Because Steven Nelson got $3 million.
Yeah, but Steven, number one, pedigree-wise, wasn't a top, Joe was 6th, 7th overall? Steven wasn't that. You know, and then when you talk about all pros, Pro Bowls, longevity, the productivity, Steven hasn't done it to nowhere near the amount of time that Joe has done it. So that's why when we're bringing up Steven, comparing him to Joe, if they were both on the market right now, I don't think it's apples to apples. I think that's slightly different just because Joe is more of a proven commodity. With Steven, we saw one really good year from him in Kansas City. But even with that, it was varying reports, right? Oh, he was the highest targeted or the most targeted corner. But he had all these picks, but he was the most targeted corner. So you're kind of in that little bit of a dicey situation. Played really well his first year here, right? Then kind of came back down to earth a little bit that second year. It wasn't a crazy drop, but we definitely noticed it was a little bit different. With Joe is always, he's going to give you that 8, 9-ish. He's flirting in that range every year. And I think that's the difference of why if Joe would have been out there unrestricted, he would go out there and still get good money.
Okay. So I thought of Steven Nelson because do you think it was that much of a difference between their play, though, last year?
But this is my thing. It doesn't have to be that much of a difference. But when we're talking about a guy that you know for a fact is going to give you that every single year, whereas with Steven, it's going to be interesting to see what he looks like in Philly.
You're saying, if anything, it's more based off reputation.
Right.
But then the thing, though...
But he's proven, though. Joe, can we name a season where we're like, with Joe, we were scared of we didn't think it was going to look like that. Whereas with Steven early on, he wasn't seeing a lot of opportunity in Kansas City. It was different for him there.
I just think it would be interesting because Richard Sherman's also a different case because he was hurt last year. I think he's a year older than Joe Haden.
Yeah, and he's not as athletic as Joe either.
I'm just wondering because Joe would be pretty unique then in this case if he hit the market because what other corners are we really... I'm trying to compare them.
Well, because this is the thing,
trying to think of a
when
price.
You talk about Joe is a legit man corner. Richard Sherman, we know, it's cover 3. That's what we said. Well, he could transition to safety. He can do that. Cool. With Steven, we're trying to figure out, are you more, you legit man, or is it more of you his own guy? Like, because we obviously saw a little bit of a mix with him, right? It's depending on who was matched up with. We're not going to name the people that he struggled with, but we know just, it's a little different at times. But with Joe being a true man corner, teams love that. Teams put a premium on that. That's a true man cover is like a true bookend or franchise edge rusher. Like, you want those guys. You'll take more chances on paying them, even if they're older.
Maybe you got the out treatment or something like that.
Because you're just like, yo, I've seen it enough. I feel like it's still something in there. And I think that's why if Joe was available, he would have gotten paid he would have got paid more than what Steven got.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm the Steelers, $5 million max probably.
That's gonna be
I think I need an out too after the 2022
gosh.
season, so it's essentially a 1-year deal or 1-year extension.
So Joe to go from 11 to 5 and still be the number 2 corner though.
Well, we were talking about his market for
man.
this offseason. You got to think it's going to go down a little bit next offseason, just adding another year in age.
Yeah.
I'm good with doing it because I think he could still play good. Just you don't want the price tag to be too high, especially with all the cap space we have. We got to sign TJ, Minka, and all that.
And we know we're going to get more cap too, but it's just the part that we got to wait. We don't like if the Steelers didn't have that rule of it has to be done before the season starts, then you can have that luxury of, well, why don't we just wait till mid-season, see where the team is at, see how Ben looks, see how TJ looks, and then we decide who we want to extend and who we don't want to extend. But with the self-imposed deadline, which I'm fine with. If you're going to make a deadline and you stick by it, stick by it. We all understand it, and we just, we adjust to that.
Yeah.
But with that being the case, you do create new situations, right? So granted, you don't have to deal with the distractions in season because negotiating in season can be a distraction. Negotiations in general, it gets testy because you're trying to get me for cheap. I'm trying to get myself for as much as I can get.
While you're trying to play.
Exactly. And
Stay
things
focused.
will be said. So you imagine if me and Deke are in negotiations, he tells me, look, man, I don't see you as no starter out here. I'm going to pay you backup money. And then you want me to go out here and practice with the starters? How you think I'm going to feel? That's why they don't want you to negotiate during the season. I totally understand it, man. Totally can. But that creates this situation we're in right now, man.
There is another cost, though, potentially, because if Joe Haden's out in the field, one of our younger cornerbacks may not be out on the field, too.
Yes,
If
indeed.
you feel really highly about Cam Sutton or James Pierre, you could be hurting their development a little bit for an aging Joe Haden. Now, if Joe Haden's still playing at a really good level, it's worth it, especially if you're getting him for that $4 or $5 million, and we're in contention. Those are things to consider. It's tough that the decision will probably have to be made in these next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Because you're playing a guessing game, but that's what these contracts are essentially.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
So if I'm a betting man, if I'm the one making the decisions, no more than 5, and I think I need an out after the 2022 season.
You know what? I dropped the ball on this. We're gonna ask the chat.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Would you?
I'm just saying, should the Steelers extend Joe? Yeah.
And then you could put in the comments how many years, what the price. You think he'll still be elite? Will he make a Pro Bowl this year? Like
should
all this type of
stuff.
stuff.
Extend Joe Haden? Question mark.
What would you do?
Give me 1 second, and I will share with you what I would do. Ask your community. That's what it says. Ask your community.
Shout out to the community.
Yes. Shout out to the community. Good call right there, D. Good call. And while they're going through this poll real quick, let's see. Would I extend Joe? Well, I'm biased. So I'm going to have to answer it twice. If I'm me, Arthur Moats, I'm extending Joe. I love Joe. Joe's my guy. And I feel like Joe has been more than a proven commodity. He's been a breath of fresh air, as I've already highlighted, and he's still currently the best corner on the team. The speculation around Cam Sutton, James Pierre, and anybody else you want to name is still just speculation. Seeing them in practice, that's one thing. Seeing them doing it in a regular season game, that's a difference. And then not just one game, 17 games worth of it, and then repeat process. We've seen Joe do that countless times. So if it's me, I told you, I love to pay for proven productivity. I'm not a guy that loves to speculate on players or pay players based on what we think they can grow into. I want to wait till I see it, then I'll compensate it. But if you're the Steelers, you don't have that luxury. So if I'm the Steelers, and it really just goes back to how they feel about 7. So I'm going to lean that they still got hope for 7. With them still having hope. And the only reason I say is because based on what they have said since they've adjusted 7's contract, they have not shut that door on next season. And they're very specific when they use their wording about him as pertains to next season. So with that being the case, if he is in the ballpark of last year, he doesn't have to be better than last year, but if he's in the ballpark of last year, I do see a scenario where they try to bring him back. And if that is the case and you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know that, then you go ahead and extend Joe now. You go ahead and take care of him on the front end, and you just kind of, you're going to take what you got right here and just hope that it works out, man. But
so actually, I want to sign Joe Haden.
Yeah.
I want to extend Joe Haden for 6 years.
God. You got to stop this, man.
No, but if you're saying if it potentially points to that, right?
No, that is because Ben is the driving force of whether we reset what we currently have or we go with what we currently have in terms of the next 2 to 3 years, because the core group is there offensively and defensively, right? When we talk about Najee, you talk about Claypool, Deontay, when we look on defense, Devin Bush, TJ Watt, Minka, all those core pieces and players are there. They're ready to go. But in terms of how you're going to proceed going forward, because we know those guys are about to start getting paid. Once they start getting paid, you can't have Ben getting what he's getting and those guys getting what they're getting. So something is going to have to break. Now, I know last time you said you'd rather let TJ walk and keep Ben.
Yeah.
Not everybody feels like that, though. So that's the scenario where it will really get dicey, because if they want to keep 7 and keep going forward with him, well, how the heck are they going to be able to do 30 mil for TJ? All right, make sure we get Joe in that, 8 to 10 range. And then we know Minka's a year away. And then we're going to have to get this stuff. Like, that's not enough money. We ain't got enough of that.
Oh, Joe at 8 to 10. That's high for me. Would you be good with 8 to 10? Like, what would your number be?
I would love him at 7.
Okay.
I would love him at 7, but I think 8 or 9-ish is,
whoa.
Like I said, though, he's back to back 11. And you're still going to ask him to do the exact same thing. It's not like we tell either one of our corners to follow number one receivers. So with Joe coming back for 5, 6, 7, whatever it is, what in his responsibility is going to be any different than what he's done this year, what he's done last year, and what he's done the year before that?
I get what you're saying. It all depends.
I mean, everybody in the chat can tell you, like, we want money. Like, nobody wants to just work and get paid less.
No, you're right. But it just depends on how much he really does want to retire as a Steeler, because maybe he could get that money out on the open market then.
But
or just be willing to retire. Like, that's what he's got to answer.
I could definitely, like, that's gonna be the part for me where I would want to see, like, if the Steelers say we're not gonna extend you, would he be willing a year from now to just be like, bump that? I'm cool retiring.
Like, it's like the Steelers offers at 5. He could go to Jacksonville for 9, though. Yeah. He could go to a bum team for, maybe not a bum team, but maybe just a place where he doesn't want to go to.
Very
so he'd have to move his family and stuff. Maybe he just weighs those options that I want to retire.
Absolutely. That's interesting, though. All right, let's go see what this chat's talking about, man. Let's see, because I put up the poll. Let's see. Oh, should we extend, or should the Steelers extend Joe Haden? 154 votes currently right now. It's been up for 4 minutes, and it says 82%. A whopping yes.
Okay. Are they saying what numbers, how many years or anything?
That's what we need.
But that's the poll. That's just straight up yes or no.
Yeah.
So people are very fond of Joe. They're definitely more on the positive end of that.
We're fond of Joe as well.
100%.
I know you're super fond of him now. That boy Deke say, "Yo, Joe the best corner in the league. Y'all ain't know. Get him a 10-year extension." That boy funny, man. Oh, and I totally forgot this when we first started our show off, as we were laughing about it before we got on air. Dude, it's our 200th episode.
Yeah.
I totally forgot to say that. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with us for 200 episodes, man.
Shout out.
It's been a journey. It's been a fun ride, though, bro. It's been fun.
Yeah, it definitely has, man.
Yeah. Continuing to ever evolve and ever expand and stay varsity. That's what we're trying to stay varsity and above the line. But yeah, man, 200 episodes, man. Shout out to us, bro.
Yeah, shout out, man.
Next time we'll have like balloons and bottles to pop.
I don't know about that, dude. It's too much to me.
I just like how we both were laughing before we got in here. It was like, yo, it's 200th episode. We're supposed to do something, huh? And we're like, yeah, but we kind of treat it like a birthday.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
It's just another day. We keep moving on because our 201st episode is on Friday.
And that's going to be the dope episode. That's where we got the giveaways and all this fun stuff, promo codes.
Our best one's our next one.
Absolutely,
that's how I view it. It's not about the number.
Yeah, we're going to celebrate that 300th episode, though. Oh, that's the one.
Okay.
That's the one y'all wait for. Number 300. Hey, Number 300, we popping champagne. We're gonna be ducking in here.
We can make an exception for 300.
It's gonna like we in like Live or Magic City. Like it's gonna be nuts in here, bro. Like we going down. But anybody that you see show up, we just putting them all on you, okay? Because I don't want to get injured. I don't want any bodily harm. I love you, wife. Oh man.
Okay, I'm seeing some 2 years. We got Steelers Girl 517 saying 2 years. We got Israel saying 2 years, 7 million tops. I don't know if he's talking about 7 million
now,
per year or just 7 million total.
Juicebox 32 says 2 to 3 year extension, annual of 4 to 7 mil per year.
Oh, that's a little wide range.
Yeah.
I like that 4 to 5.
And I'm more 7.
Yeah.
I like 7 because it's more so the respect for Joe. It's more so the respect for that position and what you're going to still be asking him to do. But I like those numbers, though.
Because it feels like if it's 4 to 5, it's significant in a way, but you're at least still taking that chance on Joe that he's playing at a good level. The cap's going to continue to go up.
Right. We
so
know
it's not
going to
significantly
increase next year. It's going to take a big jump next year. We said we'll have almost an additional $70 million in cap space, what we're scheduled to have, and that doesn't even count for restructures and stuff like that just yet. But Night Christ, I like that name, dude. He says extend Joe for 7.5 mil per year. They didn't say the length of it though. Josh B says 2 years, $12 million in total. Trina Still Diva, Trina Still Diva is similar. She says 2 years, $11 million. Also, she says that'll work for her. So I can see that range. A 2 for 12, I'm not against. I actually like a 2 for 12.
6.
I can see that.
Need an out after that 2022, I think, though, somehow. Some option.
You got votable years.
I don't know if it necessarily has to be an option, but make sure the cap hit if you cut him is really low.
Yeah. But him going to 2 for 12, now the cap hit will start to get lower. Because now he's not going to have as much signing bonus, as much money up front. That's why the cap hit really like kills sometimes with players like Joe, because they'll have bigger signing bonus, but their base salary after those years will be just like minimums or 1 or 2 million. But because they already got 10 mil or 15 mil or however much up front, that's what keeps that cap hit going like that. So with Joe, he should be fine in terms of his cap. Like if he does a 2 for 12, that cap hit, I'm trying to think, unless you're
for that last year,
right? I'm like, unless year one you give him 10 mil and you got a 2, like that last year of 2 million is voidable. Yeah, but even with that, like you should still be fine cap wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, 6 is pushing it for me, but
yeah, 6 is pushing for me the other way. I'm like, I can't go there. And D Hendricks says discount. We didn't have a discount. Ooh.
8 million.
Oh
no, that's got to be 8 a year, right?
It's got you're not 3 for 8 mil a year. Yeah, because you're not. Otherwise, we'll think about what you could be paying that
that's
man. Joe.
2.5, I guess.
Yeah, Joe, look at that contract and
with
and
incentives
laugh,
though. No, he threw incentives.
But the Steelers don't do incentives. That's why we don't bring them up. The Steelers, that's been their approach. They do not do incentives. That's why even with TJ's contract, when we're still diving into that, trying to figure out how can we find that common ground, because I can easily see why the Steelers don't want to extend him for 28, 29, 30 mil per year. I can easily see that and easily make a case for them not to. But with that being said, man, like, oh my gosh, man, you got to make it work somehow, some way though, right? Got to make it work.
With Joe or with TJ or both?
I feel like with both. You find a way. It's just the deadline though, because you're going to have to do this in 3 weeks. You got 30 days essentially right now before game 1. Yeah.
It's weird how it came up like this. We don't really hear about it. Like extension talk like this. Just, hey, I'm looking for. I can't remember at least.
For me, like the time I was here, that's when we had AB. We did the L Bell. Even Al had a little situation. Vince, the first go around, he had a little situation. Like, yeah.
Outside of Bell, I don't remember the contracts being as public like they are with James Washington and Joe Haden right now.
True. I think AB. The reason why they weren't as public was because those guys practice. TJ's become more public because TJ, when he was out there, but he wasn't practicing, the whole, is he hurt? What is it? That put more eyes on it. With James Washington, just the sheer fact of him asking for a trade request, that's why that kind of blew up. With Joe, it was more so, once again, the timing of it, right? Just talked about TJ Watt, but then you get this report, and now it kind of just piggybacks on what's currently going on. I think if Joe did this and TJ's situation wasn't going on and Washington's situation wasn't going on, I don't think it even is looked at negatively or even like talked about as much. But when you throw in all those other things that have happened before, that's kind of why I think we're hearing a lot more about this type of stuff right now, for the Steelers situation.
Just because decisions have to be made,
right.
really.
Because they have
instead
that
of just one where it's Joe Haden. Man, is it that pressing? Yeah. Now you have TJ Watt involved, James Washington involved with this too. Now it seems like each one has a little more weight to it.
Yeah.
As opposed to just if it was Joe Haden, we could sit back a little bit. Man. Maybe it's not as pressing.
It's different. Gosh. Whew. Yeah, Big Cam just said for $2 million a year you get Artie Burns. That no, seriously, that is a fair assessment. Like, and not in the sense of a shot at Artie, but that is more so on par for like that tier of a player right now. Like Joe is, you can't go to Joe and say $2 million. That's like if they went to Ben and said, "Hey Ben, we love you. Want you to be our starting quarterback, team friendly. Come back for $4 million." He's gonna look at that and say, "Bro, you are lost your mind." Like that $2 million a year for Joe. That's the exact same. That's the equivalent of that right there, man.
And you even feel the 4 or 5's disrespectful too.
Yeah, and that would be with you trying to sell him on everything of the pulling your heartstrings. Hey man, you got roots here now. Your family's here now. You like it here now. Come on, man. We love you here. Come on, say for 4.
Think what it could be if you won a Super Bowl.
Hey, you know what? You'll make that money on the back end anyways once you retire. You'll be able to come out here, do radio shows, TV. You can make it work.
I mean, they're not lying with that.
You can make it work. Yeah, but I will say this. When I think of some of that money that I ain't paying like that just yet. I don't regret it. I promise you I don't regret it. But, yeah. When we talk about, you'll make that on the back end. When? Because that was going to pay it in 6 months. That's the difference. We're making it up on the back end. We are. I promise we are. I don't regret it. I swear I don't. But it takes a little bit longer on the back end. That's all I'm saying, baby. That's all I'm saying.
Now, do we want to hit on some of these super chats?
Yeah, we'll
people that join the
upper rooms. Absolutely. But first, before we get any further, Kenneth, excuse me on that. Kenneth Beamer. You know Kenneth Beamer.
Yeah.
Remember, he hit us with this right here, and it's pretty simple. He says 500 people watching. Actually, Kenneth, it's 559 people watching. And he says it's 200 likes. Come on, people. With about 1,000 exclamation points. Now, I will say this, Kenneth. I don't want to short the people. They got 218 likes right now. But bless you. But either way, Kenneth, I do second what you are saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen to what your man Kenneth said. You know, it's not what we request. It's what the YouTube algorithm people, they want it. So this way our stuff can be more readily available to you. All right. So hit the like button. Like my man Kenneth said, if you want, hit the subscribe button as well. And you know, one of my personal favorites, I hit that little bell, that little notification thing. So that way I don't have to like plan around when it's going to happen. I just know, content, bam, and I'm good. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Definitely.
The bell can come in clutch.
It's major clutch, man. All right. So let's get these. Oh, man. It just gave me some new ones. All right. All right. Let's see how we want to do this. Let's go upper room real quick before, because I just saw another wave of them just hop right back in here.
Okay.
And then I'm still starting back at Michael Wade. That's the name.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, wow. So, you remembered. I forgot.
Hey, man. Hey, this old dog got a couple tricks still. All right, so first off, Steelers Girl 517. I want to know where's the 517, by the way. Let us know, Steelers Girl 517 in the chat, where 517 is. But either way, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Then after that, man, we got, did I say C-Holt? I can't remember if I said C-Holt last time. I feel like I did. No. But either way, if I didn't, you'll get a double today, baby. So C-Holt, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Uh-oh. We know this next guy. He goes by the name of David Dupree.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen.
He's just joining now.
Damn, but hey, ladies and gentlemen, David Dupree. Shout out to you, baby, and welcome to the upper room.
How do we feel about that? He hasn't been a part of the upper room up to this point.
Hey, wow. I don't know.
At least you're in now. Better late than never.
Better late than never, but David has been a major part of this show. He's a behind the scenes guy, man. He's huge in terms of just helping with sponsorship, helping with ideas, concepts, man. Customer service calls. He's a lifesaver. He's a lifesaver. He frees us up so we're not sitting up here at 3 a.m. talking to people trying to get deals done in customer service, stuff like that. So shout out to my man David.
Yeah, everyone else shout out David too.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Then after that, man, we got Jacob Housel. I think that's how you say your last name. But either way, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. And Darius Mayo, welcome to the upper room. All right. So I got them all out.
Yeah.
I've sung. I feel like I'm singing in the choir today. Lord have mercy.
Dude, I'm glad you
right.
have all those still because I only have one super chat on my screen right now.
Oh, it's jumping on you. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's it. I just have one.
All
so, yeah, we basically would have missed everything.
Missed a ton. Yeah. And we don't want to do that because, like I said, people are compensating to get their stuff read. So we do want to make sure we acknowledge them while we still have that balance of, tapping into the regular chat as well. So, yes, indeed. All right. Where are we at?
Wade, right?
But hold on. But Steelers Girl 517, she says that is in Lansing, Michigan, home of the Michigan State University Spartans. That's El Belzo's stomping ground and Justin Lane's stomping grounds as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Michigan
Magic
State.
Johnson.
Plaxico.
Yeah, Plaxico. Yeah,
man. I low-key like him a little bit.
What's another random name we could think of? Kirk Cousins?
Oh, he is a Michigan. All right. Dang, who are
we going toe for toe here?
You might have me right now. I'm stuck, bro.
Oh, I got a few.
Yeah, I don't know my Michigan State guys like that. I'm more.
I'll throw a few more out there. Drew Neitzel, Draymond Green.
Yeah, Dre Day.
There was a receiver.
Oh, was it Monty Clee? Oh, the basketball cat when they won the Natty. Oh my gosh. It's like Monty.
Oh, Gary Harris, he went there.
Yeah,
too.
but I want to say it's like Monty Cleaves or Monty Clever. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank on his name. But yeah, he's the other guy.
I got one more. This is a really sleeper call.
Who you got?
This was a receiver. Back when we drafted Mendenhall, I believe, they had a dude named Devin Thomas from Michigan State. I really wanted the Steelers to draft him.
I was about to say, was he good?
No, he ended up being terrible.
Oh, man.
We drafted Lyman Swede, though, in the second round, which I was amped up because I really wanted a receiver. I wanted a tall receiver because we just had Hines Ward.
Mateen Cleaves, that's his name. Good call.
Our second receiver was Cedric Wilson, who sucked. We still won the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah.
But I was still waiting for like a nice bona fide number 2, a tall receiver, someone like Martavis.
Right.
And we draft Swede, the prototype. We thought he was going to be amazing. He was just god-awful, though. Dropping balls left and right in the worst spots.
It happens, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, and Jar Devil, you're right. Cam Hayward's little brother plays there as well. I think, man, I'm trying to blank on his name right now as well. But he's a running back, I want to say, out there. Yeah, but Cam's little brother.
Okay.
Yep, he's out there as well, man. So, yeah, we got a little Michigan State crew. So, yeah, shout out to y'all. But back to the super chat. So, Michael Wade, man, he says, I'm buying a big Deke energy. Oh, wow. I like how you can't see it. He literally, so the way he spells energy is INHER.
Oh, my
capital
God.
G.
Oh, man, bro.
Hashtag 69 jersey and color rush. What you think? Yo, it was clever. I like that. It was very clever.
Man, I didn't know the chat was that explicit.
Yeah, bro. It gets it's a prime time. When we get in
people
prime time
out.
and people have a chance to go explore the galaxy before coming in the show, or as we've heard from one of our people, they take these natural plants in terms of shrooms, right? We that's a vegetable, right? That's a vegetable. Yeah. So, some people like a little vegetable here and there, but that's going to take them even out there even further. So, yes, the chat is extra spicy right now. I'm trying not to get kicked off of YouTube reading some of this stuff right now, man. I'm trying my best, Deke, all right? I'm trying. But, Lord, y'all not making it easy on us. All right, but Bombs Away. Shout out to you, Bombs Away. He says, would y'all bring back all players in their prime with no drama? Troy Polamalu, Antonio Brown, Ryan Shazier, Le'Veon Bell, and Heath.
Wait, what's this question? Do we got to pick one?
I guess he's saying, would we bring all of them?
Can we bring all of them back?
If we can bring them all back,
there's no drama.
The answer is definitely yes. But if we're just picking one to bring back.
On this team, I think that would probably have to be the hypothetical for this team.
For this year? If it's for this year, I'll go Shazier.
Ooh.
Yeah, if it's for this year, I'm going Shay.
And this is their prime.
Yeah.
I see that. I'm either thinking Shazier or Troy.
Yeah, I thought Troy for a second.
Because him and Minka would work really well, I think.
I think they would as well. Definitely think they would.
I think I'd go Troy. Just because he made the Hall of Fame.
Fair enough.
I get you, though. Shazier and Bush, though.
We need that linebacker spot, man. Dude, you imagine if it's Shay and Bush out there, like.
Who else did he say? He said Heath. We're good on Heath.
We don't need L Bell because we got Najee now. Yeah, and then with Pat being here, it makes it a little bit easier for Heath.
Yeah.
But that's the one. Yeah, I guess which one do you see is more pressing, right? Safety or linebacker? I think
linebacker is more pressing.
Yeah.
I just think Polamalu, though.
Better impact.
just what he brings to the table.
Yeah, but Shea was on one though. Shea was going through a little.
I'm with you.
My man was turnover magnet.
I'm thinking both, but I'll lean Polamalu.
Now I'm looking in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of Troy. Ooh, Reincarnate Enigma says James Harrison though.
Oh, he said Harrison too.
Yeah. Well, he didn't say him, but that's what he ultimately brought back though. He would have said Garrett Slingerland says Heath. No question. Ooh.
We're just running goal line sets, midfield.
Tyler Miller says Shazier would be like Christ has risen if he came back. Oh man, I mean, I would be hyped just like that, bro. I would be super hyped like that, man. But Troy, a lot of people were saying Troy, man.
Yeah, I'm leaning Troy. AB, that would just be a spoiled riches on the offense then.
Now, Donald Nolan, he says Ryan Clark, though. He says Ryan Clark so Minka could just prowl and do what he needs to do. Similar to kind of what we heard from Troy, we was talking about with Ryan in terms of Ryan giving him a little bit more ability to do some of that stuff.
Wait, wouldn't Minka be the perfect complement for Troy? Because Minka would be in the zone safety and Troy could go up the line. He could move around, go everywhere.
I think what they're saying is this, though. When we sit Minka in the middle of the field, in terms of him trying to be as productive as he can, it takes a little bit of a dip because people can avoid him. Whereas when he's in the middle of the field prowling around, that's when he's jumping routes, getting the picks that we've seen him do. And that's why I think they're getting at with why you would do a Ryan Clark with Minka versus Troy with Minka, because Troy and Minka going to try to do the same thing essentially right there.
If it's Ryan Clark, though, I'd take Shazier over Clark then.
Yeah, I would too.
That's what I'm thinking.
So you said Shazier. I'm glad we agree.
if Troy's not an option, yeah.
No, you're right. Ooh, bat 300 underscore says Alan Faneca. Ooh,
yeah, that's a pressing need.
I could definitely see.
He's
that,
not taking Dotson's spot though. Oh yeah, because right guard was Trey Turner anyway.
Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah,
you are crazy. All right, back to the super chat before we continue further. Yeah. All right, let's see. Kenneth Beamer, man. Definitely appreciate your support, Kenneth, man. Yes, indeed. He says, just wanted to stop by and show some love. Loving the content always. Let's go move. Hey, man, I like that, Kenneth. Now, we definitely appreciate your support, though, man. I'm excited, man. I'm really hoping that we get a chance to finally see Pat out here. We should be seeing him tomorrow.
Hopefully.
I'm excited about it. Now, the only reason I said I wasn't sure 100%, just because the way practice has went these past couple of days, a little context here, was that 2 practices ago, they were just in shirts and shorts, right? So it was no pads. So we talked about that was pretty much why the evaluation of them was a little bit different, right? When you're in shirts and shorts 2 weeks into camp, it's hard to evaluate because everybody takes that intensity down. And we even heard Coach Tomlin be upset about that, where he says some of the guys were thriving and some of the guys were surviving the elements along with not having pads on. Then yesterday at practice, they literally only had 7 plays. Literally 7 plays because it started raining and lightning before they even got to warm up. They got off the field, set for like 2 hours, came back out on the field, warmed up, did 7-shot where they do those first 7 plays from the goal line, and then it started raining and lightning again. So that was the whole practice yesterday. So we don't really know who was fully available, who wasn't fully available, how anybody looks, because those 2 days were so just skewed and essentially outliers. So that's that situation right there. But tomorrow, man, you can't hide tomorrow, baby. Can't hide tomorrow because that game will be played.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll get a chance to see then, but that's the situation right now with those two. So with Pat, man, it's going to be interesting, though. And we'll get to the game breakdown in a second. We ain't there just yet.
Definitely.
We ain't there just yet. But shout out to you, though, Kenneth Beamer, for that. Now, Flo Pluto. Hope you're still on Pluto. He says, y'all goats for that. I'm a rock with Bush on the year. Good call, fellas. Also, this is my first
for the jersey pick.
Yeah, for the jersey pick. Yep. He says also, this is my first live show after always listening at work, baked as heck. And he has the 2 crying emojis. As we said last show, and we said on numerous shows, we love the fact that you go to work or that you're at work or that you're leaving work and you are in a, heightened state, an elevated state of nirvana where you're able to relax and be just opened up out that box, of creativity. So shout out to you for that, Flo Pluto. And we are glad that we could help you in any way, shape, or form. Next up, we got Oscar Barrera. Shout out to you, Oscar Barrera. He says, Oscar from Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. Shout out to you. He says, I'm a big fan, guys. Well, trust me, Oscar, we are a big fan of you as well.
Yeah,
so we appreciate you, man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And then Beer Bong. Shout out to that's a good name right there, too. Beer Bong. I like that name. I like that. He says, showing love from the 956. Just copped a TJ jersey, myself, and a Big Ben jersey for my mom. Go Steelers and hit that like button.
Shout out,
man. Absolutely. I'm glad he got the defense jersey. Keeps me happy. He got 7. Keeps you happy. So we're good, man. Hey, you're a friend of the show now. And then we got our guy Black and Marty. You know, we always got to show love to Black and Marty, baby. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Says, sup, guys? Almost forgot about this podcast.
Damn.
Just got home from dinner. Appreciate you. But hey, Black and Marty, we know you always going to pull up. And when you pull up, you always pull up bearing gifts. So we greatly appreciate your support. Yes, indeed. I hope dinner was good too, man. Dude, the super chat keeps coming in. It keeps coming in.
Do we need another break?
I feel like we might need one.
What's the last one? We might have another upper room member. Did we shout out Alex? Because he popped up on my end.
All right, so this is what we'll do. I'll read off these next 3. We'll shout out Alex. Then I'll tell you where we're stopping. Then we'll start our game preview.
Yeah.
Because we still got that second half. We ain't hit that half. We have the Joe Haden hurt, right? You know,
and then I guess we could just close out the show reading some chat.
Yeah, man.
That works for me.
That sounds like the plan.
Yeah.
That sounds like the plan. All right. So these next 3 we'll read off. Like I said, that's the plan. All right. So Michael Patrick McCracken, my Irish brethren. Yes, indeed. He says, Hayden, 1 to 2 years on an extension, $3 million per year. He says Dotson to start. TJ says can't pay him $30 million a year. He also says my son and he are coming to the home opener against the Raiders, and he'll be coming from New Mexico.
Cool.
That's a lot of content right there. Well, Michael Patrick McCracken, we will be there. We're going to be down there tailgating, shutting down the whole city. You know how we do. First one back at the crib is going to be a movie out there. So we definitely look forward to seeing you and your son hopefully down there, man.
I kind of like those takes.
I do too. I like the fact that we need Dotson to start. If I'm the Steelers, I don't want to pay TJ 30. If I'm Arthur Moats, I want to pay him 35 because I'm Arthur and I love TJ. Joe Haden for $3 million per year.
Sounds good.
I know you like that. I can't go with that one, but I understand how we're looking at it. We're looking at it from the team's perspective right now. That's what the assumption I'm making. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Way. So I can understand that. All right, let's go. UW is the next one. He says, I think this might be a situation where the Steelers are loyal to a fault on some guys. I'm about 90% sure he will be extended.
Joe.
Yeah.
I probably let guys go at the right time though a lot.
I do. I think they do as well. Or they usually let them go even like a year early sometimes. Yeah.
Loyal to a fault. Who have we been loyal to that's been too long? Stop.
I didn't say it. You know exactly.
It hasn't been long enough. We need more loyalty from the Steelers. I was questioning the Steelers' loyalty all offseason.
That's what it was?
I was about to riot.
Yeah.
I was. Colbert, man, I had some hot takes for him. And if 7 wasn't on this team, I'll tell you that right now.
Because literally, I'm looking at the chat, and as soon as we said it, I just see a certain name or 2 that keeps popping up right now, bro. I don't want to say it. You got a chat over there. You can read your chat.
No, look at the chat. I want to stay on the upper room. Remember, I don't want to lose that one.
But yeah, man, the name keeps repeating. I'm not. You know what? This will make you happy. Richard Stone just said Tommy Maddox. There we go. That's a different name. Are you happy now? There you go. Does that make it better for you, man? Because this name still I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I'm not
even looking. We got so many fake fans.
It just casuals.
Casuals. Yeah, I like fake fans. I think that's gonna be my phrase for this season.
Oh man,
but yeah, casuals, whatever you want to call them. I can't believe this.
Stephanie got your back. Stephanie Ramirez says, "What about Ferrier and Hines Ward?" So there you go. That make you feel a little bit better?
Hines was playing like receiver 3. He was on the roster. It wasn't like we were utilizing him though.
I think we're just trying to figure out different names. I mean, even Garrett Stingerland, he's or Slingland.
Ferrier maybe.
He's even commented 3 times with just 1 letter on each comment, but he did it 3 times. I don't know what name, but it was 3 times, 3 letters. And 1 word is a vowel. 1 of the letters is a vowel.
Is it Lev? Like for Bell? L-E-V?
You should look at your chat, man.
No, I'm good.
You sure?
I don't want to miss out on the upper room member.
Okay.
I'm just disgusted.
Y'all kill me. I love it. I'm so happy for y'all. Yeah. Don't look. They are enjoying your face though, and just how you're handling this situation right now, man. Oh man. But here we go. Big Deke energy for you right here, man. Big Deke energy right here. Strap TRG says the disrespect of Big Ben. I don't know if it's the laughing emoji though, but either way, he's on your team. All right. Yeah, man, they ain't held on to that man too long. No, we ain't worried about that at all, man.
You know what? I might come back to these comments, screenshot them.
Don't you do that.
Screenshot them. At the end of the season, we're gonna do a different type of shout out. We're gonna do a different type of.
Now you got to be careful with that.
Call out.
Be careful. I don't know if you really want to go there. You don't want to get.
What do you mean?
Chill, baby. Chill.
What do you mean?
I know you ready to plant your stake in the ground.
I think
man.
we're all cool here, right?
You trying to plant your flag in the grave, baby? Hey,
I'm saying Ben's gonna have a good year, right?
Tight. We ain't got to talk about it.
Yeah.
We gonna get to see it. That's the beauty of the season, baby. That's what I told you that 3 weeks ago. I said, hey, we ain't got to talk no more about what we expect from South. No, baby. We get a chance to see it every week. So that's what I'm excited for, baby. Yes, indeed. All right, so last two. Then after that, we'll do the upper room members. Then we back on track. All right.
Okay. Works for me.
You sure you don't want to move that chair? You can move it if you want to.
No, I'm just on the upper room member here.
You sure you don't want to move? I'm good, bro. You good. All right, so now we got Brian Castro. Shout out to Brian Castro. He says, so last episode, Deke said he would choose Ben over TJ Watt if it came down to that. So my question is, would Deke choose Ben over Coach Tomlin?
Yeah. I'm staying consistent with that. Okay. Definitely. Yeah.
All right. So just Ben always.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Now some may say to a fault, whatever it is. No, I'm just rolling with Ben. It's fine.
Ben over Kevin Colbert. I want to know where this goes. I'm ready to see what's next. Kevin Colbert to Ben
over Rooney's.
That was next. I promise that was the next name. We go see about this one, and then I'm going family after that. What about your dad? How about your mom? I'm about to say we are there. All right. So you let me know.
Yeah, I take Ben over Tomlin though. Yeah.
All right. What about Colbert though?
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Rooney.
Do we have a team anymore? That's the question.
You tell me.
What happens?
You tell me, man.
Does Ben buy the team and we're still in Pittsburgh?
I don't know. You tell me, man.
Is Ben Jordan with the Wizards where he owns the team, he's still playing? How does that work?
Man? Maybe he moves the team to Ohio.
Because what's the scenario? We lose Ben or we lose the Rooneys then? That's the scenario.
Yeah, that's next. Because Coach T got. You said Kevin Colbert got. So now it's on the Roonies. Next.
Yeah, as long as we keep the team here in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
We keep Ben. Yeah.
All right. All right. Now we got to go see fast. So what if your dad now?
How is this scenario working though?
Ben is going to be your dad.
No, come on. Now this is getting weird here.
It's 828 style already said Deke is a fatal attraction. That's what he said, man.
I'll keep my dad. He's been good to me, man.
I see it, man. Why I feel you had to think about that? I mean, you know what? Pops?
No, I didn't know if he like needs to move away for a period of time, but we still keep Ben as quarterback.
So you'll be willing to let your dad move away from Ben? What if Ben say he needs your dad master bedroom for 1 month? It's training camp. He needs the master bedroom. Your dad can't sleep in the room, but your mom has to stay.
Wait.
How you feel? Are we taking Ben over your dad now, man? I need to know, Deke. I need to know.
What is going?
Where are we drawing this line with your Ben love, man?
See, these scenarios are getting too weird here.
Josh B just said at this point, Deke is choosing Ben over his future wife. We're trying to figure out where we're at right now, man.
No, these are getting weird now. It ain't that deep. I've said this before. He's just my favorite player. So I'd like to have him on the squad. That's all.
Fair enough. Staying clear. Deke is not going to be stalking Ben. I hope he won't. You're not going to be stalking Ben.
No, bro, I'm telling you. People think it's
vibes,
People think it's it's not at all. Like if I met him, like I'd shake his hand, say like thanks for your time here in Pittsburgh. That's it.
Chilling, bro.
Like you've been part of like my childhood, growing up, being a Steelers fan and stuff. So like. That's all I said. Like that's about it.
It's that simple, man. So Trina still diva. No, Deke's dad would not have to sleep on the air mattress. All right, he don't have to sleep on the air mattress. I'm glad to hear that, man.
No,
you made me nervous for a second, bro. I was scared.
See, these scenarios just would have gotten way out of hand. I think.
I was gonna keep going. I promise.
That's what I was worried about.
It was next gonna be like, yo, if God is here and your life is here, but it's 7 verses. Like I was gonna have you on some crazy stuff. I'm just throwing it out there, bro. It was never gonna get where it was gonna get easy. It was gonna get just more astronomical hostages and all type of stuff going on. Yeah. But I'm glad we were able to come to one accord right here, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, people think it's that deep. He's just my favorite player. That's all.
Hey, so Brian, man, I do appreciate that was fun right there. That was a good little convo. All right, last super chat, and then we'll transition. So Juicebox32 simply says, smash that mother loving like button, baby. Fist emoji, bullseye emoji, ton of thumbs up emojis. So absolutely Juicebox32, and we appreciate you for that. Yes, we do. All right, you got us on upper room members. And then after that, we get to the meat and potatoes.
We got I just got one here. It's it's Alex Rhodes.
All right.
And that is it.
All right. Alex Rhodes, baby. Welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, always a good time. All right. So now that we have all of that square, let's get into this game preview, right? Because that is what we are here to talk about. That is what the people are here for. That and to just laugh at our craziness as we always have a good time. But Thursday night, Pittsburgh Steelers, Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. Second preseason game for us, first one for Philly. So I'm interested to see how Philly handles who they have out there, just because with it only being 3 preseason games, I feel like you might see guys playing a little bit more or a little bit sooner in this first game than you traditionally would when it's 4 games, right? Because typically it's 4 preseason games, and we know that last week it's a Thursday game, so it's the quick turnaround, right? Usually it's like 2 games or something like that in 10 days because you'll go from Thursday, then you'll play that following Sunday, you got to get into it. But now with it being 3 games and them essentially having an additional week in between, you could see, Philly having some of their better players out there, especially early on in the game. And I do hope that's the case because I want to see our guys now competing against some higher quality guys. And that's the part where it's going to be a little bit interesting because obviously our progression is different just because this is our second game. But that's going to be interesting with Philly though, man, just seeing what they bring out and how our guys respond to that.
Yeah, because we have no clue who they're bringing out. It could be a pretty nice test for us. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming based off these coaches' comments, man, this dude's all over the place with some of it. Yeah. Talking about competition. He might do rock, paper, scissors at midfield with Mike Tomlin.
Who knows, bro? Like, seriously.
But he's really big on practice. Mm-hmm. Like, got to practice hard to play really good in the game. So he might have all of his starters out there, at least most of them. Maybe there's a veteran or 2 that don't play, but we'll see, man. I think the really good test, in my opinion, one of them right off the bat, what I was thinking was our cornerbacks versus their receivers. Now, they're not going to have Devonta Smith because he's been hurt.
But you remember last year, them receivers they low-key was carving us.
Yeah, we're not going to have Joe Haden out there, I'm assuming.
But, like, the receivers that we'll probably face, Travis Fulgham, I definitely think we'll see him again out there.
Jalen Reagor?
Yeah, definitely think we'll see Jalen. Like you said, Devontae's
Greg
still
Ward,
down.
He's not that good, but he's had moments.
Yeah, I mean, he had moments on us during that time frame as well.
The main thing is, though, just as a test for Cam Sutton and James Pierre, because these dudes are actual receivers in the NFL.
Receivers, yes.
Because last week, we didn't get that matchup that we were potentially expecting, seeing like maybe Gallup or Lamb out there. Right. That didn't happen. But whoever the hell that was, he got a couple catches on Pierre. I was kind of surprised by that. But it looked like Pierre made like some nice plays on the ball, though.
No, he definitely did. Pierre, like, and we did the film review on Pierre, right? But with him, like gauging him off of that, he looked good. But the guy who was going against you kind of just like, I want to see somebody legitimate. Like, let me see it. Now, not saying that guy can't grow into a great receiver, right? We saw even with Diggs, right? I think they were posting his first year preseason game highlights and stuff like that recently. It was like, all right, he looked kind of good, but we didn't think it didn't look anything like how it looks now, right? So with Pierre, I do want to see him. Like, I would love to see him versus a flu camp, or against a Greg Ward. Like, I would like that because that will be more of a legitimate challenge. That's going to be more what he's going to see on Sundays. And it will make us all feel comfortable if you're the Steelers in terms of whether or not you want to extend Joe or not, right? Because if I'm getting a chance to see James Pierre against some of this top tier talent and say he looks shaky, well, now I'm going to be more prone to go ahead and extend Joe. if Pierre is out there and he looks locked down, he's still continuing to play well and be active on the ball. Well, now I'm looking at Joe like, I think I'll take my chances right now. So that's the other part with this evaluation of Pierre, of Cam Sutton, of Antoine Brooks and those guys, Arthur Marlette. That's the part that's going to be, they kind of need those good guys out there for it to help their case.
No, definitely. And there's some dudes on their depth chart. You know how there's always that one player people hype. Like right now, it's Pierre for us. Like we're saying, oh man, this could be the next guy. Yeah. The Eagles have a dude. His last name is Watkins, Quez Watkins. They think he's going to be like a future stud for them. That's so if guy. Pierre plays a lot, my point is like in Rager, they take him out after a few series. Maybe they take Fulgham out after a couple series. There might be some dudes on their depth chart that could still provide a decent test for Pierre. It could be the preseason hype guy for us, Pierre, versus their preseason hype guy. It could be a nice little matchup. And just a little context for Quez Watkins, second-year guy to Southern Mississippi, was a 6th-round draft pick in last year's draft. All right, so in terms of when you're talking about these guys that were, the comparisons like that, this is definitely that type of comparison of a guy that wasn't a high pedigree guy, but has been making some name or at least making some headway through his preseason and stuff like that. But I would like that. That would be a fun matchup as well, man. Because Pierre played for the most part the first half last week. Yeah, he definitely did. I don't even know if he played. Did he play a little bit in the second half? I can't remember, but still, that's a decent amount for a player to try to get some tape there out on him and see what he's about. The other, or go ahead. No, go ahead. Because what were you about to say? I was gonna say one of the other main things is Mason and Haskins. Mason being named the starter again. I was about to say, I'm bummed out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really bummed out. I was hoping Haskins was gonna be the starter in this one. So part of me wanted that to be the case, but then part of me can understand why they go back with Mason again. If you're the Steelers and you're Mike Tomlin, even though you have the 4th preseason game, it was still the Hall of Fame game. So in terms of how we view that, the evaluation is very significant for guys like James Pierre. And obviously it held a lot of weight for Mason and Haskins, but it still is just viewed differently because it's the Hall of Fame game. So I look at it now as like, now they're treating this as the preseason, like everybody else's preseason. So we might see Ben in the 4th game. Because technically it wouldn't be the 4th game. From here, it would just be that 3rd one. Yeah. But I think we'll see Ben in the next game. But it's still only going to be for like a series or two. So I don't think that. And then Haskins may come in. I don't think his participation is going to dictate how they want Haskins and Mason being out there in their groups. I think Ben, whatever they feel is the game for him to go out there in, that's not going to change how they're going to be flip-flopping with Haskins and Masons. But for me, I just personally would have preferred that they say, hey, Mason, this is your game. Play this whole game or play this whole first half. And then next game, they say, okay, Haskins, this is your game. This is your first half, because I want to see them have to go in quarter for quarter. I want to see them go into the locker room and come back out. I want to see them be able to get into a rhythm. And when we're evaluating these guys, we're trying to essentially make them all be microwaves, right? Instant productivity. Whereas some guys are more of a slow cooker. Some guys like to, go out there and take a quarter to warm up into that thing and then get it going and heat it up. Right now, that doesn't really... Like, they don't get that opportunity all the way when you're rotating the way they're rotating right now. So that's what I'm thinking, that, all right, this will be the start of that new wave of preseason where, okay, this is why Mason gets that go. But I do think the following game is where we will see Haskins get an opportunity earlier. Yeah. That'd be cool. I was just hoping to see him with Claypool, Deontay. Yeah. Now, I guess maybe the thing you could say why they would give Mason the nod again, and it actually goes to your point of it being the Hall of Fame game where it's not, it's like the preseason game maybe, is that he didn't have the full offensive line out there, where in this one, he should. Yeah. We're expecting that. We don't know exactly, because you were talking about how training camp has been this week. It's been kind of weird, but it seems like Zach Banner's back, Trey Turner's back. Dotson, they got him on the second team. I don't know if it's going to be him or Coward that's going to be starting, but Chooks is back to left tackle. You said you don't know who's going to be starting in this game? All right, let's be real. Coward's going to start. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, he's going to start. So maybe we'll get Dotson with Haskins, though. Yeah. It'd be what? Dotson. Was it BJ? I think BJ went in second last time at center. Because I saw JC late. Yeah, JC ended it. So, yeah, BJ went second. So, you probably see BJ, Kendrick. What, BJ? He was at the right guard, is what you're saying? No, BJ would be at center. Okay. Center. Yeah. You're saying Kendrick will still play, though, at guard? No. I said last week
That was the matchup. This week, I'm saying it's going to be in that second group. You'd be looking at B.J. Finney at center, Dotson at guard, at left guard. I don't know who they would put at right guard right now. Dan Moore at left tackle, and then probably Joe Haden at right tackle.
Okay, got you.
Kendrick going out there with the ones. Kendrick's going to start. Kendrick's going to start day one.
Well, that's
just
what
based
Tomlin
on what
was
he's
saying.
been showing. Yeah,
that's what Tomlin was saying too. Porter asked him, "Hey, should we look into Kendrick Green getting these reps?" And he said, "Yeah, you should look into it."
He's going to start. I mean, it's shown. Like in practice, he's looked the part. We talked about the physicality. We talked about the technique and fundamentals. We did the film review of him in the actual game, taking those same qualities from practice to the game. Now, we understand that it wasn't the full Cowboys defense, and I definitely take that context with these comments on him and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he controls what he can control. He don't care who lines up in front of him. He kicked butt. He had pluses. That's good. So we want to see if he can do it again, but everything has been pointing to him continuing on with that. So yeah, I definitely think that he's going to be, I don't think that's going to be a debate, barring injury or something crazy happening these next couple of games. I do think he'll have that locked up.
Do you think that's part of it though? What I was bringing up with Mason getting the full offensive line now that, I mean, you even pointed that they just didn't view the Hall of Fame game as a good marker, or at least a marker enough for the QB competition.
Yeah, because typically the Hall of Fame game, I ain't gonna lie, we look at it as an inconvenience. But with the game, you kind of treat it as that bonus week, right? If it was a regular year, you would treat it as the bonus week. Now, this year, they treated it as like still regular in terms of their progression through practice because it was still just the 4 games. But in terms of when you want to see certain people that you want in these games, now it looks like they're going to treat it like this is the new reset. And now with the status quo being 3 preseason games going forward, they're going to start operating to accommodate that. I just don't know how they're going to treat that 3rd preseason game, because typically the 4th preseason game was where you'd have all the younger players in, and the 3rd preseason game was where you'd see all the starters out there, right? That was your mock game. But what you only have in 3 games now, but yet you have an extra week. If you don't play your starters in that last preseason, that 3rd preseason game, they're essentially going to be out for like 2.5, almost 3 weeks before they have a legit game. And that has never been the case, which is why you would always sit the guys in that 4th game, because you knew we only got 10 days before our next game. You don't want your guys playing 2 games in 10 days, especially your starters, not when they don't have to. Whereas now you don't have that. So that's why I was saying to you, I think we will start seeing teams play their guys a little bit more early on in these preseason games because of that time that they have built in now.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you think Dobbs has a legit shot at QB2 still? Or
I feel like
just
he
Mason
should. I feel like he should, but he's not. I feel like he definitely should, though. You watch him in practice every single time. He's making plays every single time. And it's frustrating because he makes plays and is viewed differently because they say you're with the 3s and the 4s.
Yeah.
But he can't control who he's going against, right? If James Pierre makes a play on Rico Bussey, we're not going to say, well, it was just Rico Bussey. We're going to say James Pierre made a play. If James Pierre makes that play against Chase Claypool, though, it magnifies it even more, right? But with Dobbs, it does, like, we see him make plays with his arms, with his legs, even in the game. Made plays, arms, legs, still going to be viewed that way. And that's another reason why I'm like, I want to see them legitimately rotate those guys. If this is a legit competition like they are saying it is, rotate them so that way you take out that excuse. Because that's the part where I'm like, you could only say a kid isn't productive or he's only doing it against that talent for so long. If he's a productive player, he's a productive player. He might not pass his eyeball test, but does he get the job done? Debo don't pass a lot of eyeball tests when he played as outside linebacker, but he got the job done. We talked about TJ Watt. If you put him next to Myles Garrett and Khalil Mack, Von Miller and such, he's not passing that eyeball test, but he's a productive player. So when I think of Dobbs, it's kind of the same conversation to me. I'm like, yeah, it don't look the best, but the dude's productive. He finds a way to get it done, man. So I would like him to be more involved in that competition, but I just don't think they view him like that right now.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about, because we talk about competition. I'm just thinking it's between Haskins and Mason at this point.
Yeah. But I don't, not hot take. It's not a hot take, but I can definitely see a scenario where if Haskins beats out Mason, they're not keeping him. They would keep Dobbs. And yeah, that I could definitely see that scenario.
What's the reasoning, you think?
Just because with
Mason
Haskins,
have trade value? Is that
I don't necessarily think he has trade value, but I look at this situation with Mason very similar to the Landry Jones situation. And what was the difference? You know, I mean, outside of just, okay, whether it was pedigree or whether it's because he's been here, it's still a open spot. You know, like he hasn't solidified any of that. And I just don't see a scenario where you would keep him and Haskins here and have those guys trying to split these reps, because whoever is the number 2 quarterback is going to get those reps, those development reps in practice. That's going to really help them get better. So one of them guys is not going to get that.
I get what you're saying.
And you're not going to have Mason sitting on the practice squad and Dobbs out there, because I think Dobbs, they could easily find a way to just keep him out here. Not only active, but they can just find a way with him. Whereas with Mason, I just don't see that scenario playing out. And I feel like with Mason, he is still, I feel like, trying to get that starting spot. He wants to be a starting quarterback. Whereas with Dobbs, I don't want to say that he's kind of content where he's at, but I don't feel like it's as life or death for him.
You can't really go from 0 to 60 right now. You're the fourth stringer on the Steelers. You can't just maybe jump around to another team and potentially be in a competition for the starting spot. Now, what he could maybe do, because he is having a more impressive preseason thus far, at least just based off that Hall of Fame game, but a lot of people are talking highly of him in training camp still too. Maybe you could be a backup on a team, or at least third stringer, because right now, if you stand here, you're fourth string.
Right.
Which sucks.
Yeah. But like I said, I do think if Mason doesn't clearly beat out Haskins, I can definitely see that scenario where, it's Haskins and Dobbs as the backups to Ben, man. I could definitely see that scenario.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Based off training camp thus far, I haven't heard too much from Mason since the Hall of Fame game. I'm still hearing a lot of Haskins, a lot of praises toward Haskins.
Dobbs should be getting praise too.
Dobbs
should be getting, but
well, from you I've heard it. From you I've heard it at least.
Yeah. But once again though, we never got a chance to see how Mason would respond the rest of these practices because of the timetable of everything, right?
Oh, you think that's more what it is?
No. I'm just saying, like, in terms of that practice or whatever, I think it was like the Saturday practice, right? Yeah, Haskins looked good. He looked good. Absolutely looked good. Whatever. I'm mixing up what day. Not because obviously yesterday obviously was the one that got rained out, and then the other one was in shirts and shorts. So for me, like, I don't feel like either of those guys have done crazy stuff since then, just because it wasn't a lot of time. And that's ultimately why we haven't even had a ton of updates on the practice, because of the structure of how it's been lately. But yeah, either way, man, I feel like Mason's situation is very similar to Landry, man. At the end of the day, that's his situation right now. Like, if Landry would have clearly beat out Mason and clearly beat out Dobbs, he would have been here. That was it. I mean, that was the same offseason where he was extended, all this other stuff, very similar with the Mason situation, right? Just their patterns right now, like, it's almost identical. But that was the different part. It was close in that Landry competition. And even though the local media thought that they would never get rid of Landry, we saw how that played out. And I just could see that scenario happening again with Mason if he doesn't make it clear that he is the number 2 quarterback.
In my opinion, he hasn't thus far.
I would agree with that.
I mean, we could go back and forth about who had the better
Hall
of Fame game.
I don't think he's played bad, but I don't think he's been clear cut that he's number 2 guy. It's still a legitimate conversation.
Yeah, if you're saying it's murky, then damn, that could be more likely of a scenario
Coach
than
Tomlin
we thought.
says this: if it's murky, if it's tied up between a vet and the young guy, or a high paid guy and the young guy, he's always going with the young guy. He's always going with the cheaper guy. You look at Mason's contract, you look at Haskins' contract. That's a simple like, if it came down to that, that's for verbatim how Coach Tomlin goes about it. He would tell me that every single year once I did my extension. Hey, if it's between you and a rookie, it's between you and a lower paid guy. If it's close, I'm going with that guy. That they will tell anybody that's getting an extension. That's his mindset. That's his thing. As long as you make your point, that's your thing, and there's no confusion. We good on it. And we made it work, so we were good. But with Mason, that's the other thing that's not helping him in this conversation, because he's getting $5 million this year. Haskins getting what, vet minimum, couple $100,000. I mean, it's not we're not poo-pooing it, because it is in regular context a lot of money, but in football context, that's chump change. So if it was close between those guys, like how it currently is, you save your money.
You have anything else in terms of the game? Things to watch out for?
Absolutely.
Matchups?
First off, Najee Harris. What are your thoughts on? Because we know with the running back room, or not the running back room, but just the running back position, once again, right? High injury rate. We know the shelf life is very small. We know he's a first-round draft pick, and value always is an issue. But once again, Coach Tomlin went on record and said that, yeah, we're going to continue to play him. he's going to continue to get a good amount of usage in these preseason games. And once again, people responded accordingly. Well, L-Bell, he got hurt in that rookie season, preseason. Like, what are we doing? Why do you keep putting him out there? So once again, for you and the people in the chat, right? Would you play Najee Harris in this game right here?
I'm fine with you doing it, but
I put my poll up. I keep forgetting to put my poll up, man.
I'm fine with us doing it, but at the end of the day, I share similar sentiments whenever we were talking about the Hall of Fame game. Not too much, though. Not too much. And I'm good if you just want to sit him for the rest of the preseason, to be honest with you, because I view this as more of a marathon than a sprint. I get getting the reps, being ready for week 1 and everything. So he's going to play. We already know that.
Mhm.
We already know how Tomlin's going to run this. Just not too much. Not too much.
Hopefully I didn't jack up this.
Couple series, first quarter, and that's it. We don't need to see too much from Najee Harris. I would have liked to see him with Haskins, though. That would have been sick.
Yeah.
We're not going to see that.
And with Haskins would be nice.
Because I'm assuming Harris is going to be out of the game before Haskins comes in. Although they said, they said,
though. He might,
didn't you hear him say that he was going to pull Mason after 2 series, but they let him, kept him in because of the fumble on the first series.
Yeah. So it could definitely happen.
Because they kept, how long they keep Harrison? They kept him in for a while.
I think they played with almost 2 quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he came out like that middle of the second quarter. Yeah.
I think basically when Haskins came in.
Right.
Because wasn't Balaj the running back for Haskins?
The second. Yeah. Now, I want to get an update too with Benny Snell. I want to see when he's going to be back too, man.
Does that determine on how much you play Harris? For me, it doesn't. I just need a series or 2. I don't need to see too much from Harris, no matter who's out there.
I don't think, I feel like if Benny Snell is available and he does play in this game, I think it just more so affects Kalen Balaj more so than Najee Harris. I think you're still going to get Najee his reps because you need to see him. You want to see him. You want to develop him. And I understand Coach Tomlin's mindset. And once again, right, even if we don't agree with it, he is consistent with his approach. He says he doesn't live in his fears. If he were to just be sitting Najee throughout the whole preseason because of the fear of injury, then he would be living in his fear. So he technically is practicing what he preaching. The only reason I say that in this context is because I know for players, if you can just tell us consistently this is what it's going to be, we will adjust to that. Even if we don't agree with it, even if we're not happy with it, we can adjust to it. The issue happens when you start having different rules, or you say is this and then you switching it. All right, we don't play rookies in the preseason game. Oh, well, Najee's out there. Now we got issues. Or we play him all the time. But Najee, you're not out there. Now you might be looking around like, well, he ain't played. Why should I be out there? So as long as he keeps consistent like he's been doing, you're good. Now going back to this poll that we put up in terms of asking, would you play Najee Harris in this second preseason game? We're flirting with about 100 votes right now, but a whopping yes, 86%.
I'm going to say no.
I love it. Somebody got to say it, right?
15%.
There it is. Every vote counts.
Yeah.
Every vote counts.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess people are for Najee Harris playing then. I know it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna be sitting up here pounding my fist on the table saying don't play. If I had a preference, less is more with Najee Harris in the preseason. So that's all I really got to say about it.
Now, NSMC99 says a few carries, yes, but not a full quarter. I feel like
that's fine.
But I just feel like flow of the game wise, he would have to play a quarter. Just like I said, because you're only going to get 2 series, essentially almost 2.5 series per quarter, especially during the preseason, because your offense isn't like sustaining drives like that. It's a lot of just mix and match pieces and stuff. Yeah, I think he no more than a half. I personally, I'm fine with a quarter from Najee.
Yeah,
solely because of the run. If he play any other position, I'm fine with him playing 2 quarters and you getting more of him. But just because it's running back and knowing how much we are going to use him, he's going to be a 400 touch guy this year. We don't need all that right now. Get your feet wet. Get about that pool. That's kind of look at it over.
Yeah, for sure. You think we'll see Juju at all?
That's a good question. I don't. I think we'll see Juju when we see Ben.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Juju, Ben, Minka, Joe, Cam.
Whether it's the third or fourth preseason game, we don't know.
Whenever that game is, I think that's when we'll see all of those guys. I just don't know when it is because this is the first year of the 3 preseason games, and we just don't know how these coaches are going to adjust to that because the timetable, like I said, typically that fourth game, it was a shorter turnaround going into your opening regular season game, whereas now they've built in an additional week in between there. So to sit guys in that last game, you're essentially giving guys 2 consecutive bye weeks before they go into their opener, before they go into the season opener. A lot of coaches ain't feeling that. A lot of them not feeling that. So once again, we're going to see though how it plays out, baby. But yeah, poll's been up for 4 minutes now, 130 votes. Looks like your vote still is counting though, man. You're still holding strong at 15% no's. I like it. You want me to stop it on 15%? You want to wait till it goes up one more? Oh, it went down to 14%. Dang, man, your stock is declining. Oh man.
Hey, it's cool. It's cool.
I'm gonna see if it gets back to 15 before I hit the end on it. 138 votes. It is not moving, bro.
One more vote. Someone.
Man, you might need a few more.
Help
votes.
Me out.
Yeah. Yeah, people are pro Najee playing. Yeah, you'd have had 3 more votes, man. It ain't move. All right. But that was fun, though, man. It was good. But yeah, with Benny Snell, though, man, he's going to be interesting. If he is available, I want to see him because Kalen looked really good.
Yeah.
And Kalen has been looking really good. And we know that can change some stuff in that running back room, man, if Benny isn't available in this preseason, while Anthony McFarland's looking good and Kalen Balaj is looking good.
It would just suck for him to get cut.
Man.
If he wasn't able to go out there and perform, at least show that he still belongs. If it's just him being injured the whole preseason,
it's unfortunate.
That sucks.
And for him, he isn't in the same space as Kevin Dotson. Whereas like with Kevin, even with him being out and even with Coach Tomlin kind of sending that message to him, right? Kevin still knows and the team still knows that they don't have a better left guard. Even if Rashad Coward is playing well, we already broke it down. Rashad, he's going to be limited compared to what Dotson can do. We're talking about a guy that we're viewing potential Pro Bowl or even all pro status, right? Whereas with Coward, we know he could be a good player, but we don't think that Pro Bowl or all pro is going to happen barring something crazy for him. So with Dotson, he has a little bit more time. Whereas with Benny Snell, I mean, you already knew you weren't the best running back once they drafted Najee. But now you're dealing with Kalen Balaj and Anthony McFarland trying to show that they're the second and third best running backs on this team. And they have a legitimate case that they are making right now. And the longer he is out, the harder it's going to be for him to ultimately change people's minds in terms of the decision maker. So with Benny Snell, man, that's the situation with him, man. We're definitely going to have to see him come back.
Yeah, definitely. It's actually an interesting little competition then between him and Kalen Balaj if he can get out on the field.
Yeah.
It could be fun. It could be a nice little side story for this game.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right. So take a quick break from this segment and then hop back into these super chats and then we'll come back to this break now. How you want to do this?
Sure. Yeah. Do you have more on the game?
Actually, no. I'm tripping. Yeah. We're finishing this and then going super chats. I totally said that backwards. But I do got more in the game. Who was I thinking about? Oh, Devin Bush.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely, man. I'm excited to see him. I mean, we heard his comments where he said that, he feels like he's been ready to go. He feels like he's 100% and he's good. He says nothing holding him back. And he did say that he felt the team was a little bit slower in their getting him back out there on the field. And then obviously Coach Tomlin came after that and seconded and said, well, hey, man, he likes the fact that his players are chomping at the bit to get out there. But at the same time, you got to protect your players from themselves at times. And from what we've seen from Devin since he's come back, now granted, it hasn't been a ton of practices. We talked about that. I thought, and we talked about this on the show, man, and he's looked good. Even with the upper room, we've had a conversation with them as well about Devin. He's playing fast. He's looking good. He's understanding he has patience. He's understanding he has time. He understands he has patience. He can be patient. Not he has patience, but yeah, he can be more patient. And he's just looking a lot more confident out there, like a second-year guy, or a third-year guy, right? So we want to continue that, but we also want to see with your knee, it's easier for it to respond and feel good every day when you're not being asked to put that workload on it every day as well. I want to see a little bit more of that now. When we ask you to do a little bit more in practice, we ask you to do a little bit more in these preseason games, does that knee still feel good the next day? Can you still turn around and come back out here the following day, the following 2 days, the following week, and still fly around, still feel good? That's going to be the part for me where we got to see with Devin. But at least vocally, he has said the right things with that, at least. So, yeah.
No one's holding him back from his Twitter either.
I'm not going there. I'm not going there. It is his Twitter.
The matchups, though, are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Eagles have 2 good tight ends. I don't know if Ertz is going to play, but Dallas Goedert's really good.
Absolutely, he's good. And he's a 1AA guy. You know, I like my 1AA.
Athletic tight end. So there's that. And then
running backs.
Eagles low-key have some depth at running back. Yeah, so I don't know how much he's going to get of Miles Sanders, but then you want to talk about NFL players, how we were talking about receivers versus our cornerbacks. Yeah. They still got some NFL dudes out there.
Yes, they do.
Jordan Howard. Who's the second guy they just brought in? Carry on Johnson.
I was about to say, because he was with Detroit for a little while, right?
Yeah, he was just always hurt. Man. So those are 3 NFL running backs.
Don't forget Boston Scott. He's another guy who's been around for a little while.
Yep,
man.
And they drafted one of our sleepers, Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah, out of Memphis, they definitely.
I don't know if he's going to be playing that much into the game where he's going to see Scott or Gainwell.
Your listeners probably see him, man, UG3. But they also got, with Philly, they got a little fun backstory with their running back room, man. Elijah Holyfield. It's Evander Holyfield's son.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude. Because I was looking at the roster. I'm like, is this the same Holyfield? And I clicked. He's like, yeah, Evander Holyfield's my dad. I'm like, oh, I like him. Can I see his ear?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. It was pretty cool, man.
The one that sticks out to me in terms of like a really famous dude's son is Jack Nicklaus's grandson. He was like the tight end for Florida State. Didn't he play up in Buffalo? I think he did.
Was it when I was there? Maybe. What year would it have been?
Oh, I think it was after you.
Yeah,
it was probably 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, that's another one that sticks out to me. Who else is in the league? Because
I've had a couple of teammates who've either had like a famous dad. Like I played with Greg Lloyd's son. Okay. Greg Lloyd's son, Michigan State as well. We were together in Buffalo for a season. And who else did I play? Oh, and shoot, you remember Lennox Lewis, right? The heavyweight boxing champ. He had got beat by, oh my God, what is the dude's name? Oh no, he didn't get beat. He actually beat this dude. It was something McCall though. But his son, who, you know, we played at JMU together, but his dad fought for the heavyweight belt against Lennox Lewis though. And I was like, dang, all right, it's kind of cool seeing these cool little family members and cool dads. My dad cool too. How about that? I don't like none of y'all dads compared to my dad. So hey.
But I'm with you, man.
Cool, though.
Yeah.
Since you took him over Ben, I like your dad.
He's cool. Yeah. I'm with you though. Devin Bush, this is going to be pretty exciting. Hopefully everything holds up and he just. My main thing, actually, do I even care if he gets burnt? I don't even know if I do. In preseason, his first game back.
I don't care if he gets burnt. I just want to see him out there.
Just stay healthy. Yeah, that's my main thing.
In fact, I would rather you get burnt doing the like when I saw the clip of I didn't have to see the guy, I saw it in person, but seeing him and Najee Harris go back and forth, I was completely fine when Najee took him downtown, caught the bomb on him. I was cool. I said, look, that's a growing pain. You need to learn that because pre-snap, some of the things that was taking place, he's going to learn from this. Pre-snap, he was trying to get cute out there, line up like a cornerback, right? Opened up the gate, 5 yards off. Looks sweet. Never got hands on Najee. Najee got the going, makes some miss. Now you're in a foot race. Now you're chasing. But you might learn next time from that of, all right, I don't necessarily have to open this thing up like I'm playing cover 2 corner because I'm not a cover 2 corner. I'm playing man-to-man linebacker. I know I got the sideline as hope and I might have a safety in the middle of the field. But he might say, you know, I'm going to get hands on him next time. I'm going to bring this action and force it a little bit sooner. Now, though, because he already had that growing pain, now he's going to be able to play that out in his mind. He can watch that on tape. If he never was out there for that, though, then he's not going to know that. And we will be experiencing that week 1. And that would be definitely different, right? If you watching Zach Moss or Devin Singletary run up the sideline, catching a bomb on Devin because he was out here trying to be a cover 2 corner, we'll feel some type of way about it. But now, because of this situation happening in practice, that gives him more to learn from, more information to just help him as a player. And that is why you have camp. That is why you have these preseason games to get that stuff out.
Yeah.
Is there
just stay healthy. That's the main thing with me. What else should we thinking then?
Can we get Banner? Is Banner out there? Banner's out there tomorrow.
Well, actually, I had some stuff written down on like potential matchups depending on what veterans we're going to see or not. Mm-hmm. Banner's one of them. I don't know if we're going to get Brandon Graham, though, or even like Ryan Kerrigan on the Eagles.
Now because Ryan's not going to start there, do you think?
No, they have him listed as a depth guy.
Third, right? Yeah.
But he's a veteran, so that's
true.
One of he's like Ingram for us in a way. Like, are we going to see Ingram even?
I feel like you got to see Ingram.
I hope.
Soon enough. We got to. Yeah.
I'm definitely hoping so.
Well, and the longer the TJ situation plays out, you definitely want to go. You want to know which Ingram are you getting? Is it 2020? Is it 19? Is it 18? What we looking like? Yeah.
Steven Nelson. Revenge game.
He's not. I don't see him playing. I would love it though. Him and Darius Slay. I would
That's
love
what I
to
mean.
see that. But I don't see
Claypool and Deontay versus them too.
That would be spicy. And you know Claypool will play into that too.
Oh yeah, versus Steven
He'll
Nelson.
play into that. Now the new rules haven't went into effect just yet, right? On the celebrating and all that stuff, right? Have you seen?
No.
Yeah.
I've seen people getting pissed off.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the rule.
They've made like where you can't, like, if you know how Claypool was on the sideline doing, like, that would have been a flag.
Damn.
Yeah, like
that's kind of soft.
If you get up and you're like I'm hyped, like, yeah,
that's kind of soft. Oh, so the
cool,
what Winfield did to Hill, or
yeah,
what Hill's
or if
doing,
Tyreek killed the Pete, like, you can't.
That's
kind of
soft.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. That's a soft move.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that, bro.
No, that's weak. What other matchup do I have here?
Yeah, but I want to see Banner though, man. Like, it has been good seeing him be out there every single day, even though the practices have been a little bit skewed. He at least has been out there as a full participant, and I have been happy about that. Now, just trying to evaluate him, like I said, the 1 year in shirts and shorts, it's hard to tell. And then when they were going to be in pads, we had the weather. So we're kind of stuck. They were out there today, but today was strictly just game prep. Not even walkthroughs, but more so just card work. All right, Deke, run over here. Don't make a play. Don't get in the way. Just give us a look. Like, that's what today's practice was. So, yeah, it's just a different vibe with that right now. But at least he is healthy where he's being out there more. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Could be a spicy matchup depending on who plays. We'll see. I'm doubting it.
I don't think Brandon Graham be out there because Brandon's homegrown there. Brandon, they love him there. He's been paid there multiple times. And he's a Super Bowl champ there. It's different when you're the homegrown guy.
Yeah.
Kerrigan, you low key was the op. You was coming from Washington, baby. Come on, man. We won't rock with you like that. You ain't Kobe. We won't like you like that.
Last juicy matchup.
What we got?
That probably won't happen. Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave. Javon Hargrave revenge game.
Ooh, he already got a sack though when he came back.
Interior O-line, we got Kendrick Green, Dotson, Trey Turner.
I would absolutely love to see though Kendrick Green have to deal with a guy like Hargrave, because that he hasn't seen that. Like, he's seen big bodies to it. I mean, not to it, excuse me. He's seen Cam, Tyson, Alualu, but their game is different than like Hargrave.
Straight up nose tackle.
Yeah, that's different. And he's saucy with it too. Guys, I miss that. That my dog. I miss him, man. But yeah, I wish we'd see that, man.
Probably not.
Yeah, I doubt we're gonna see any of. Even though I would hope it. And like we said, we don't know what this new coach they got over there, man. He might be on that time.
Part of me thinks we are going to see them just because he's talking about practice so much, and he's talking about competition. He doesn't mess around with this shit.
And
so
I told you, they got the built-in additional week on that last preseason game. So if you wanted to start these guys in this game and have them play, you could do it. If somebody got hurt, you have additional time for them to heal. For a fact, you do.
Do we need to get into score predictions then?
Uh-oh. Is that time?
I think so.
Is that time?
It's up to you. Yeah.
All right, so that's what we'll do then. In the chat, because we're about to get to all your super chats, all your regular comments, and all the new upper room members, right? But before we get there, just simply put in the chat your score prediction for the game. We'll read off those, give our score predictions, and after that, we'll super chat it until we get up out of here, baby.
That works for me.
That works, man. That works.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so yeah, while they're putting that in there, man. This is tough, though.
I think this one's a tougher one than the Cowboys.
I
felt way more confident of just us getting the dub because of our depth guys and everything.
You know, funny thing, I have, like, because I tell you, my family, like, they're diehard Cowboys fans. Like, diehard. You don't know how many of them hit me up after the way you was talking about Dallas Cowboys and how they still just go blow about in this Hall of Fame game. Even if it was the Hall of Fame game, they was big mad. They did not like that. It was like, yo, where does he live? We're pulling up. Like, yeah, because they're diehard cow. They want to plant flags in your yard, paint your car, like, because they, you know how Cowboys fans are. Cowboys fans, they not like they obnoxious at times. Nah, man, I don't know these Cowboys fans. Boy, I tell you, boy. Yeah, you only like Cowboys fans if you like related to them. Boy, I would have never rooted for no Cowboys. Boy, who can root for them Cowboys? Oh, how about them Cowboys? Who said how about them? I won't care about that. But yeah, they was definitely upset with you. They was big mad, baby.
Damn. Yeah. I didn't know it was like that. Yeah, especially a preseason game.
I talked them off the clip though.
Okay,
it was good.
I appreciate that, man.
They was like, oh, he lost the eyebrow. He gonna lose something else next time. I'm like, oh, just chill, bro. It's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah. I was peace treating for you, man.
Thank you.
All right, we got these predictions coming in. So we first off, John Doe, he says 26-10. I'm assuming that is Steelers. Josh B, 24-13 Steelers as well. Jeremiah Kane says 24-10. I'm assuming that is Pittsburgh. Jagua Lee says we're going to get a Najee Harris 60-yard run in this game as well, man. Donald Nolan, 33-9. Steelers win. Mike Boyce, 24-14 for the Steelers win. What you got on your end, man?
All right, we got King Cody Tokes, 27-16 Steelers. Stephanie Ramirez saying 21-10. Matt McKissick.
McKissick,
no,
right?
it's different.
Oh, it's a different one?
It's, Matsich.
Oh, the other Matt. Okay,
20-7 Steelers 2-0 this preseason. Jeremiah Kane, 24-10. Jacob Rogers, 2013.
And now I think this is the Matt McKissick right here. He says 17-9.
Yep, I see him. Yep.
Absolutely. Then we got Squanchies. Squanchies, I think that's how you said that. 21-14 Steelers. Anthony Martinez, 17-10 Steelers. Oh, okay.
Jonathan Reyes, 28-14 Steelers all day. Kyrie, tuning in.
Okay, shout out to Kyrie. 24-10
Steelers with the James Pierre pick.
Oh, is it a pick six? You know he don't do regular interceptions.
And is it on Jalen Hurts too?
Oh, you think Hurts will be? Hurts got to play.
Oh yeah, he hasn't played. Yeah. He hasn't named Hurts the starter for the season.
I would say he definitely has to.
That's what I mean. This coach is on one a little bit. I don't know if he's a secret genius. I don't know if he's a secret genius or if he's going to be a laughing stock at the end of the season. Either way, he's going out on his terms.
Yeah, those guys typically go out as laughing stocks, but it's all good. It's all good, man. Maybe we haven't seen this before in Philadelphia. Hello, Chip Kelly, but all right.
Although he was successful his first two seasons,
but what happened?
Yeah, he got rid of the players.
Catches up. Yeah.
33-13 from Bat 300.
Okay.
Mar, 27-0 Steelers.
I like that. The shutout.
Yeah.
That would be clutch.
Oh, we got a close game from Nathan Joseph, 36-35. Steelers went on a 2-point conversion.
I got one even better. Lumberzack, he hit you with it is 6-9. Steelers win the low score one.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. All right. Is that Tyler Lab says 21-3 Steelers. And then I can't read all that, so that's a lot of a name right there. But Nikki Gichel says 69 zip Steelers. You know they're going to get your 6-9s in here, baby. You know they're going to do that now.
Elijah Barnett, 27-9. T-Smart 43, 24-12. You ready for your predictions then?
All right, I'll read these last two, then I'll let you go first, and then I shall go.
Oh, okay.
You know, because I went first last time. You know, we got to switch it up every once in a while. But NSMC99. I want to say NSNBC or MSNBC every time I see your name. I'm just throwing it out there. But NSMC99. First off, you weren't spamming. You're all good. Trust me on that one. But he says 87 zip Steelers. Biggest blowout ever. That would be awesome if that was the case. I would like to see that.
That's a bold call for a preseason
Super Bowl. That's Super Bowl. But I would enjoy it. And then we got Black and Marty. You know we got to shout out Black and Marty on the last one of the score predictions. He says 17-7 Steelers. All right. So it is on you, baby. Start that thing off, man. Don't you come with no weak sauce. We need big Deke energy today.
So this is going to be a tougher match than the Cowboys last week because the Eagles, they might be playing some of their guys. And they got some nice depth in those positions we were talking about as opposed to what the Cowboys, they had a bunch of no-names. Sorry for taking that shot. Again, you apologize to your family for that one?
I will. I will. Because they get text messages, phone calls, DMs.
The Eagles got better quarterbacks even. Like if they start Jalen Hurts, they're going to have Flacco.
Easy killer.
And Nick Mullins out there versus.
Easy killer. Don't you slander. Hey. We don't slander your quarterback. Don't you slander my quarterback, man. Come on, man. Chill out, baby. All right. Say them other two guys. Don't say his name.
Who?
The other quarterback from Dallas that wasn't playing that well. But either way,
Cooper Rush. I won't say your JMU guy.
I appreciate
I won't bring him up.
Thank you. The same way I didn't say the other name when people was Teamwork. We on the same page here.
So I could see it being a little high scoring. I could. So off the bat, Eagles linebackers suck. If Muth plays, I see some action.
Muth should.
Mason might actually throw a couple touchdowns in this one.
Why you say that? Like that was a backhand compliment, man. Come on, Deke. That's so sad.
I'm just saying with Muth in there.
Might even throw a touchdown. Like, dang.
With Muth in there, dude, I'm telling you, he's gonna be torching the Eagles secondary, linebackers, whoever they throw on him. Mm-hmm. I'm saying a nice 40 yards for him and a touchdown.
Okay.
Now does Mason throw the other one? I think. Oh man, yeah, we might get two. We might get 2 touchdowns with Mason.
We're getting 2 Mason Teddybergs. They're not gonna. The people that go against Mason aren't gonna be able to handle Mason having 2 Teddybergs.
If Slay and Nelson don't play, I'll put it to you that way.
Okay, I'm about to say they're not gonna be
because
able to handle that, man.
I think we're gonna get some drives going. Like if their main starters don't play, if their starters do play, I do still see Muth having a solid one because he's gonna be matched up against their linebackers. Okay. I'm going all over the place with this one because I don't want to be getting real in depth on the rest of this here. So let me just make my score prediction and get this thing over with because what am I going to do? Lay out, oh, Mason's going to do this, Haskins going to do this, Dobbs is going to do this. We're going to miss a field goal, blah, blah, blah. Good. No, I'm already annoying myself with my own breakdown here.
I love it.
We win 23-17.
Close.
It was close, but no, I can't do it.
Don't you flirt with it?
No.
You know, you're one prediction away from it getting back on now.
I said high scoring, and then I said 23-17. Is that high score? That's not really high scoring. But anyway, that's how it's going to happen.
Okay. Well, for a preseason game, that's kind of high scoring, though.
Yeah.
I'm team weird scores when it's the preseason. So I'm giving another weird score. I want it to be 18-13. Pittsburgh Steelers. You know I got to pick them in the preseason. I'm not going to pick against them in the preseason. It's the preseason. That's what it is. Yeah. But that's what I'm going with. 18-13. I wish I could get I feel like I need a safety in there somehow, some way. Yeah. 2 missed field goals total, both teams. I need something like that.
Maybe we go for 2 on 2 touchdowns and we miss one of them, so it's 15, and then we kick the field goal. That's 18.
I want something just like
I could see that.
I want it looking extra janky the whole time, like 5-3. Sitting in there for 2 quarters. You're like, what are we watching right now? I want something like that, man.
Okay, that works.
With like a snap over the head, like not on offense, on special teams. Like, oh, we got the backup snapper in here. They just went over top.
As long as it's the backup snapper.
Yeah, the backup snapper, backup. Yeah, special teams. Like it's 4th quarter late. Yeah, and then you just see Danny with the gum in his mouth, absolutely losing his mind. I want that vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we'll do it.
Works for me.
Yeah, man. There we go. All right. So with that being said, baby, I think we are good on the game from that perspective. Now we can get back to the super chat, man, and get back to showing love to the comments because, sometimes we got to take care of business. And that's how we got to take care of a little bit of business. So we got Michael Patrick McCracken, man, as we spin the block. And first off, he says, if you buy a car today, it's worth $11 million. You trade it in next year, and it's worth $3 million. You still expect it to do the same job, but it's older and worth less. And that was pertaining to Joe Haden, right? And I definitely understand that, right? But at the same time, they're not cars. Their value isn't dropping like that for Joe. Joe hasn't dropped off to that extent just yet from what I've seen. So if you're Joe and you know your market, if you were to hit the open market, right? He's still going to be able to command some money like that. I think that's what's different, right? With Joe and his value. A car's value is different because, you can go to this book and we say, hey, man, on paper, it's supposed to be this. But Deke, if I still say that I'll pay you, $5-6 million for that car, it don't matter what the dealership talking about. You're not going to go back there. You're going to come over here and holler at me. So, that's kind of how I feel about that, Michael Patrick McCracken. Sure. But I can definitely understand where you're trying to go with that. And typically, yes. But with Joe, he hasn't done that just yet, baby. Joe still got a little bit left in there, man. Jump, man. All right. Then after that, we got C. Brown. Shout out to you, C. Brown, as well. We appreciate your support. He says, I appreciate the great content you guys bring to us on a weekly basis. Great team. Great show.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you for that, man. Shout out to us, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah. I get it because I listen to podcasts, I listen to things to get me through the week, and I'm just glad I could be a part of this. Yeah, man. Nice.
And we're glad to be able to give you content that can keep up with you, right? And keep your attention, because that is not something you can take for granted these days. All right. Then we got Carry Me. I just realized you don't have any of these chats. I was like, yo,
no.
why are you not reading them? And
I would love to.
It just hit me.
I would love to. I wonder if there's some type of filter I could throw on this, but I don't really see anything like that.
Yeah. But either way, it's all good. I got us, man. It's teamwork, baby.
Yeah, I'm trying
man.
to. I can't really find anything.
So, Carrie says, and Carry Me, we definitely appreciate you. Carry Me says, Deke and Moats, I think it would be cool if you guys went over every division and ranked each team 1 through 4 going into the 2021 season. Well, Carry Me, that is something that we might have in the works for you. All right? Don't sleep on it just yet now, all right? We still got time, but you got to realize this, right? I think it's about 31? I think it's 31 days left before the season starts, right? Before Pittsburgh Steelers travel up to Buffalo to play. That's a lot of shows we still got going on, right? We 3 days a week now. So we ain't going to just throw all that out there just yet. We going to get a little time, give a little time. But we got you. It's coming. I promise. All right. Let's go, UW. Shout out to University of Wyoming. He says, speaking of Troy, his Hall of Fame speech needed to be framed in the locker room about what it means to be a Steeler. I definitely agree with that, man. I can see that.
That's a good one.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see any of those Hall of Fame speeches that night, but I watched them on YouTube later.
Yeah.
It was good. Troy's was really good.
I
liked Cowers too. Yeah, they were all good.
Yeah. And funny thing, man, I actually got a chance to see Mike Logan today. We were doing an event at Heinz Field. Guys just like, yo, man, what was that like for you, bro? Troy talking about you in his induction. He was like, yo, the coolest part for him, he was like, not just Troy talking, but his son. He's like, he has a 5-year-old son. And his son is like, Dad, is that your friend right there? Like, is he really talking about you? And he's like, yeah, he's talking about me. Yeah, he knows. He's like, Dad, like, how do you know him? Like, did y'all play together? That's your teammate? He's like, nah, son. That's my brother right there. And it hit me, bro. It hit me. I'm at the event. I'm like, dog, give me a hug, man. Like, oh, man, I just love. But that's Steelers, though, bro. That's Steelers for a fact, man. Like, when you get connected with certain dudes here in Pittsburgh, bro, it just, that relationship just continues, bro. It just grows, man. So I thought that was really cool, man. But, yeah, that Troy speech was fire. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Good suggestion there.
Absolutely, man. Next, we got Rich Rasmussen. Rasmussen. That's how they said. Even though I think of Rasmussen, I think of, was that, Anastasia. I think that was the movie called. But anywho, he says, first podcast I have made it on in weeks. First podcast I've made it on in weeks. Love you guys. Keep the great content coming. Well, Rich, we appreciate you. We love the fact that you love us. And I think we'll keep the content going. I mean, this is like 200th episode. Are we supposed to retire now? Did we retire the 200?
I don't know about that. We'll see what happens after 300 because of all the champagne and shit. I don't know if we're going to make it.
We hungover?
Yeah.
We go black out?
Yeah. We might have to cancel 301.
Oh, man.
We'll be back then.
We'll get him on 401, though. Yeah, just worry about 401 then. It's always the next one. And Tyler Miller, man, we appreciate your support and your contribution to the channel, to the show, man. Major love. Tevin Smart, man, says, Ben slander, but where would we be without that? And but without that. Oh, so he's ending with like a okay, because the way he spelled it out. So he basically says, with the Ben slander, but where would we be without Big Ben? Which brings up a good point right there.
He definitely does. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And then Micah Hemp. I like the last name. Michael Hemp says, in chat with a Mason or Haskins pool. In terms of who
you want to?
I got
I don't know if I can make a poll.
I can make the poll. Yeah. I got us, man. All right. Listen, I'm a man of the people. Okay, Tevin. I'm a man. Not Tevin. Micah. I'm a man of the people, Micah. So you asked for the poll. All right. Who would you rather have? Who would you rather have at QB2? Mason or Haskins? All right.
You want to do a Harvin versus Barry one too?
Oh, that'd be the next one.
we don't even need to do that.
All right, Mason's the top one. Haskins is the bottom one. All right, who would you rather have at QB2, Mason or Haskins? Boom, here we go. Mason has it. Ask the community. Says ask the community, man. Ask the community. Shout out, hey, Michael, man, we appreciate that. So while that is going on over there, I will continue to read some more of these comments, and then we'll circle back on that, man.
Yeah.
All right, Double HH, we appreciate your support for the channel. Absolutely, we do. He says, I am going to Philly. I'm going to Philly. I'm going to the Philly. He said, I'm going to the Philly Ticket holders got email that we can each bring 1 bottle of water. What's the chances the lousy Eagle fans fill those bottles up with clear liquor and then throw their empty bottles at the mascot? Strong possibility, man. We know Philly fans tend to be a little more aggressive.
I don't think that has to do with Philly fans. Throwing at the mascot, yes, but I think I'd take some clear liquor into a game if I could.
For a fact would take clear liquor into a game.
I think that's just being savy.
Yeah.
Throwing the bottles.
Use your resources.
I don't know.
I know Cincinnati will throw a bottle. I've witnessed that. I have seen that. But Philly, I've heard Philly is rough.
Yeah, they booted Santa out back in the 60s, right?
And they got the gel underneath the stadium. Like, yeah, Philly a little different. But I do know they did have a mask policy. I think they just announced that today. So if you are going to the game, just be aware you don't have to wear the mask while you're sitting in the stadium. But when you're in the enclosed part is what they said you have to put the mask on. So I'm assuming that's bathrooms. I don't know what else is enclosed unless you're like in a club suite or something like that. Maybe.
I don't know.
Because like when you're walking to go to like
some merch or something, maybe
like,
too.
Unless you're going in, because like I'm thinking of like the concessions, right? That's still technically outside.
Yeah, kind of.
So like, do you have to wear the mask there? I don't know, but just be aware of that situation, Double HH, because I did just see that get released. Past like a couple hours today and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we got Josh B. He says, at this point, Deke choosing Ben over his future wife. I think we did read that one. I remember that when it came up, but yeah.
What'd he say?
He tried, because this is when we was going on our Ben talk where he was loving on Ben. And it was going about who would you rather have. So basically, Josh B. You remember when I said, he was like, you would choose Ben over your future wife. This is around the time I was asking, like, would you take him over your dad? And we got the air mattress conversation popping up and stuff. But yeah, you put that to rest. So we appreciate you putting that to rest. You know what I'm saying?
I was just saying trust me, I get the jokes and try 100% because they are funny. They're funny as hell. I get it 100%. But I'm telling you, it ain't that deep. He's just my favorite player. That's all. But no. Trust me, I appreciate the jokes.
Yeah, that's what he said. You heard what he said.
I appreciate a good laugh, 100%.
All right, man. All right, they still coming in here while the poll is still going because I'm not going to shortchange this Mason and Haskins poll, even though I see a whopping result already. We're not going to speak on it just yet. We're going to wait. But we got sales department. Sales department says pick one of the three. Are you ready for this? Picking one of the three here. TJ Watt, you let him walk next season, and you sign 2 players for $7 million a year type of guys, right? So we know they're going to be pretty good, but obviously not TJ Watt caliber. Or you trade him this year for 2 first-round picks, and then you sign Aaron Rodgers.
Hold on. So, I mean... Second option, I'm out on.
Yeah.
So first option then.
Okay.
So yeah, we could have 2 Bud Duprees.
Yeah, letting him walk, get essentially 2 Bud Duprees. I could see that. I'll stop right now. I want TJ, man.
He said TJ though. That was the first option. Sign TJ.
TJ Watt. Yeah.
Okay.
Or the second option would be let him walk, and you sign 2 guys that are in that 17 million a year range.
And
then the last option was trade him and then sign Aaron Rodgers.
I'm interested in the 2 guys for 15, 17. Although, if Highsmith...
who are those 2 guys, though? I think in what stage of their careers? Are they older,
if Highsmith balls out here, why not just have him and TJ and then worry about Highsmith's contract when it comes up?
I agree.
So, I'll say TJ. Did he say an amount for TJ? Did he say $30 million?
He did not, but we're anticipating if it is an extension that it would be in that 20
I'd rather... Well, did he say 2 edge rushers? At the 15 or 17
he just said sign 2 players.
Okay, yeah, actually, I would do that. Yeah, I would do that. Cornerback, lockdown cornerback, and then another edge rusher.
Gotcha. But that's under the premise that Alex Highsmith is at least going to be in the range of a caliber player like that.
Yeah, he reaches his potential, maybe somewhat like Bud Dupree or something like that. Yeah.
We'll see. But that's interesting. That's a good question right there, man. All right, I'm still giving this chat some time. I'm still giving this poll some time. It's only been up for 4 minutes. I want to make sure that we got plenty of time before we evaluate that poll. Yes, sir. All right, so next one real quick from Tevin Smart. Tevin Smart says, love Ben, and he wants Ben to stay. But if Haskins continues to get better, our offense with the ones would be dangerous with the play action pass bootlegs, the read options, etc. Because obviously with Matt Canada, we know he does want to do more of that type of stuff, but Ben isn't in the vein to be that. He's not that type of player. We're not asking him to be that type of player. But he feels that Haskins could be that type of player, which, once again, I'm glad that we were ahead of the curve with the mobility part with Haskins. We did see that again, right? He's mobile enough to do some of those things that Tevin was recommending. But that's interesting, though. I don't know the timetable of it, though. Love Ben and want him to stay, but if Haskins continues to grow, I think he's talking future, right?
I think he's saying if Ben just decides to retire after this year, essentially, if it's between Haskins or Mason, or if Haskins has shown improvement through this season. I don't know exactly how they're going to be grading him throughout this season, but
because
he could be a good fit for Canada's system at least.
No, he definitely would, though. All right, it's been 6 minutes now in this poll. 165 votes. Should I wait to 8 minutes? I haven't seen much movement in terms of the percentages.
I'm good whenever. Yeah.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I look at this poll, it says it was 6 minutes. Still active. 166 people have currently voted in it. 83% say they would much rather have Dwayne Haskins as QB2 instead of Mason Rudolph.
That's the voice. That's the voice of the fans right now. That's how people are feeling.
Now it's 172 votes.
Yeah, I see it at 83.
It just switched to 83. Yeah. That's a lot. That's very convincing. I'm gonna leave it up here just a little bit longer, just to see if it might get a little late. A fourth quarter comeback, right? We know some people make fourth quarter comebacks. Maybe Mason's gonna go to the clutch gene, and people are gonna be like, you know what? Nah, we got Mason. Nah, we coming back for Mason. So we'll see. We'll see on him. But Alex Martinez, we appreciate your support. Yes, we do. And LD2 Drippy Carter. I love that name, by the way. Shout out to you as well, man, contributing to the show as well. Then we also have Christopher Hockenberry. Welcome to the Upper Room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, baby. Welcome to the family. All right. I'm still waiting. Nope. We're going to let that poll sit up. We got 2 more minutes on that poll, man. But Christopher Hockenberry, fresh off the Upper Room, contributes to the chat as well. And he says, can't wait to see Ben check it down to Najee and see Najee do work. No need for an O-line for that. Christopher, you're absolutely right. And honestly, I do think early on we will see Najee's impact felt more in the receiving game out the backfield. Just because with this group, regardless of how good we think they can be up front or how bad we think they could be up front, either way, it's going to take some time in those first couple of games for them to gel. This isn't a lot of time left for them to gel for week 1. So when you don't have a line that is gelling or could potentially not be gelling, that's how you use a guy like Najee. You get him the ball out the backfield, whether it's quick screens, whether it's similar to what we saw with Mason, right? Mason was holding the ball, trying to go downfield, and he checks it down to Najee. Let Najee make a guy miss, go to work. I think we will see a lot more of that. Similar to, even L. Bell. You think L. Bell's impact wasn't always just straight out the backfield running the ball. No, it would be games where, man, we're going to straight feature you in the pass game. You might get 7-10 carries tops. We're going to throw you this rock today, though. And he could have that type of impact. I could easily see them utilizing Najee like that early on until this O-line shows that they're more than capable of protecting Ben and actually being true road graders up front.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I see Najee having a pretty big impact in the passing game. Just not even early on, just throughout the season. I think he's going to get at least 50 receptions probably.
Yeah, 50 on the low end.
Probably, yeah.
I feel like 50, so I'm looking more closer to 70, 75 range. Like I think just because like when you aren't able to get that movement up front or you're not able to protect more than the 2-3 seconds, right? In the pass play, that's how you combat that in an effective way, right? You try to utilize that running back who is a mismatch, right? Najee on any of these linebackers in the open field, that should be a mismatch. And that's kind of how you operate it. And then it opens it up because if you're a defender, right? If you're on defense and you're saying, well, all right, they're running base personnel, but they're not running the ball with Najee. They're running base personnel and they're splitting him out. They're running base personnel, but they're really trying to get into the gun and run pass routes. Think New England, right? Bless you.
Man, so, that's 2.
Hey, man. Third one's a charm, man. So if you're a D coordinator, you would say, well, we'll go to like a big nickel, right? Or we'll bring in a safety and put him in the box. So that way when Najee tries to do some of these routes, we got action. Well, now the Steelers can go back and say, okay, cool. Now they got a smaller guy here. Now we're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
And now you play the cat and mouse game, but you're ultimately dictating the action. Whereas last year, they weren't dictating action at the end of the season. It was more so, this is all we can do, and this is what the defense is allowing us to do. This year, they should be able to dictate that a little bit better and ultimately be in a better position for that now.
Yeah.
And it's been 10 minutes on the poll. Yeah, 200 votes, bro. They still rocking on, man. Dwayne Haskins, man, 83%, bro.
So a lot of people are bummed out, kind of like me. I wanted to see Haskins get the first team reps in this game.
That's definitely what it's sounding like right now, man. That is definitely what it is sounding like. All right, let's see. Who else do we have? Let's go, UW. He says, so who gets into the Hall next? The Hall of Fame he's talking about. James Harrison.
Oh, damn. I might be caught up.
You might be.
I think I am.
Yeah, so he says, who gets in the Hall of Fame next? James Harrison, Hines Ward, or Ryan Clark?
Not Ryan Clark.
First? Okay.
Next?
Yeah, Hines Ward, James Harrison. I know who's next for me.
I think Hines and Harrison. I think Hines got a little bit better case. It's tough, though, because James has that depoy.
Yeah.
I think they both should be in. Who gets in next? I mean, they both have been eligible and nothing's happened.
Yeah. For me, honestly, I don't think either get in anytime soon. I think the next Hall of Fame we're going to have is either Ben Roethlisberger or
Pounce.
Mike Tomlin or Kevin Cole. Pouncey's a good one. Yeah, because he's retired ahead of them. So, yeah, Pouncey's probably the next guy up there because he's going to have his 5 years. But,
yeah.
Because
AB's not, I don't think he's retiring anytime soon.
Nah. Well, in any way, any of those guys retiring after Pouncey, they're all going to have to wait that following year. So, yeah, Pouncey is definitely the answer then. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, too. Is there a sleeper we're missing? I can't think of one.
I mean, because people are still bringing up LC Greenwood, and we definitely feel like he should be in there, but it's going to be hard because now they're not doing that Centennial class anymore. That was kind of the reason why, like, a guy like Donnie Shell was able to get in Bill Nunn as well, because of the Centennial class. It didn't take away from their traditional class. They just did it in addition, made it a bigger version. But now it's going back to the small group. So you're going to get that back order, that log jam. And the more people that start retiring from what we've been watching, right, from our generation, it just adds to that list. So, yeah, it might be Pouncey, bro. Pouncey might be the next guy.
Yeah, because I saw some of the receivers that are coming out for next year's class.
Yeah.
Andre, Steve Smith. Who was the other one? Anquan Bolden.
Andre should definitely. I feel like Andre's the first ballot guy.
Yeah.
Steve Smith, though, where do you feel about him? I love his game, but I
think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't know first ballot or not, but
I think he's
in.
first ballot, but I kind of view him slightly similar to Hines, man. Like, I feel like they're kind of in that same ballpark of, like, they were beasts. Like, we love their game, what they brought to the table, right? But I just don't know if we're talking about, like, soon, right? Not 10, 20 years from now. We're talking like in the next couple of years. I just don't know if either of those guys are going to be in right away. I feel like Andre Johnson definitely, but I don't know. I don't know about Steve and Hines
Steve
just
Smith.
right now, man. Yeah.
That's not a bad
Because
point.
you think about how long Hines has had to wait. Like with Steve's career, I
view Steve. I actually might view
but
Steve a
was
little bit
beast,
higher
though,
than
bro.
Hines.
Steve was a beast. I love Carolina Steve too. Maybe I'm a little biased because he was in Baltimore, and I got that like natural just. But I loved him in Carolina. I was a huge fan of him in Carolina.
What Hines has is the Super Bowl performance,
Yeah.
the Super Bowl XL, Super Bowl MVP,
Right.
2 Super Bowl championships. That's what he has over
Pull up
Steve.
who has the better numbers career wise. Like
I think Steve Smith definitely does.
Yeah.
If I had to bet money. Steve Smith. I said junior, not senior. Damn.
yeah, he's a senior. Yeah.
Okay. So
Dude, Steve was fire.
You're right. I mean, he has 5 Pro Bowls. Hines probably has 4 or 5 Pro Bowls.
And you know, I like my.
Yes.
You know, for me, I like my players with that jankiness too. You remember he broke his own teammate John in practice, man. Like I like the jankiness. If you gonna be my guy, be my guy.
So Hines doesn't have any All Pros. He's got 12,000 yards. He's got the 1,000 receptions.
That's crazy. He doesn't have any All Pros, bro.
Yeah, there was. So you had Chad. You had like Chad Johnson.
Yeah.
I think Randy Moss was even around that time.
That's T.O. time frame.
Yeah, so you had some of those receivers.
You got Dog. I mean, was Marvin Harrison doing that? Or no, he got Reggie Wayne though during that time frame.
Oh,
still.
Marvin Harrison though too.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So that's some like
Torrey Holt. Well, yeah, some of those guys are NFC, but still.
But
All Pro, is that's for both?
Mm-hmm.
Just NFL as a whole?
Yeah, typically it's they just pick the top however many positions at that group.
Yeah. He played more seasons than Hines, though.
Oh man, now Double HH says Hines only gets in if Julian Edelman gets in. Oh man.
Actually, the games are close. The games played are close. Man. It's 219 for Smith.
Now, how many All Pros does Steve have again?
2.
He has 2 All Pros. How many Pro Bowls? He has a ton of Pro Bowls, I feel like.
5.
Yeah.
Hines has 4 with 2 Super Bowl championships.
So Hines has the bigger accolade, though, huh? With the Super Bowl MVP and the Super Bowl championship. But Steve Smith he played in 1 then, right? No, he wasn't in Carolina.
That was Bolden.
Yeah, you're right. He wasn't in
Carolina.
No.
He played in a Super Bowl. So he didn't win. He didn't win. So he did have a crazy ass playoff run, though.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, yo, he did have a little postseason. Okay.
Anquan Bolden's the one that completely went off for the Ravens with Flacco. Like, I could not believe it.
Yeah, that's back when Flacco
he was mossing people.
Yeah.
So Bolden only has 3.
Huh. Now, Let's Go UW brings up this point. He says Hines Ward didn't have any first teams, but he was second team All-Pro. See how many second team All-Pros he has compared to now the way you do it, just scroll down to the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll have like awards or that All-Pro list, but they'll be able to show like I don't know why they don't promote the second team All-Pros the same way they do the first team All-Pros. They treat it like it's like not.
Am I on the right path here? We saying anything?
Awards, Pro Bowls should be in that family right
That's
there.
all I'm saying. He made 4 in a row.
Yeah.
2001 to 2004. I'm not seeing second team All Pro though.
I don't either. Try going back to the top of it then and try clicking on All Pro at the top page. You see where it shows his
I can't even click it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, nothing's popping up.
Well, no, because Hines doesn't have any All-Pro. Oh, no, he had the second team All-Pro.
Well, that's what he's saying. It's just not showing up on Pro Football Reference. Not saying he's wrong or not, but we're just not seeing it.
All right.
No, you're right. In terms of Steve Smith, Bolden, and Hines, they're
kind of all in that same family.
That's a good point.
I would probably go Steve Smith at 1, Hines at 2, Bolden at 3, if I'm ranking them. Because I like Bolden's game a lot as well. I think Hines just gave me a little bit more. But Bolden was a monster in terms of combat catches and stuff. Like he was like that diesel.
He had that Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
man, dude, that's a tough one.
It is.
That's a tough one. I think it's just me, and I even said this about Edelman.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those eye test things. Edelman, he should be in. I think these 3 receivers should be in too, including Andre Johnson. I just think they were a big part of the game.
Yeah, and with certain ones like them, it's just like you feel like, yo, he's a Hall of Famer.
And I don't feel like. With the NBA, it feels like they let a lot of dudes in. I actually feel like these guys are really deserving, though.
Yeah. Like, if it's the NBA, all those guys would have been first ballot guys. But the NFL, they do hold theirs to, like, a higher standard, which makes it that, like, that's why I think we view our Hall of Famers and we hold them in a higher regard than some of these other sports and their Hall of Famers, because it's like you said, you either got NBA where everybody gets in, or you got baseball where the writers want to essentially control who gets in. And you're like, bro, the fact that Barry Bonds or these guys aren't in when that was what everybody was doing, and there's other guys in the hall that have confirmed to be doing that type of stuff. That's why it's not viewed the same. But with football, pro football, big difference right here, man.
I think the thing that would pisses people off is whenever you have those 3 guys, and let's just say one of them gets in. It's like, wait, why is one in and the other 2 aren't then? Because it's so close. And it's just based off probably some arbitrary reason. So let's just make it like, hey, those 3 dudes, they're all pretty equal and they're definitely deserving. Let's just get all 3 in.
No, absolutely, man. I would love to see that happen, man. I just don't think it's going to happen in the next 5 years. I think Steve probably has the best chance of that group, but I think the rest, they're going to have to continue to wait, man. It's unfortunate, but that's just how I see it right now, man.
Yeah. Might be right. Yeah, first one to get in though, I'd say Pouncey. Out of the names
for the Steelers,
out of the names that he was talking about,
and
Hines and Harrison are it's kind of like up in the air.
I feel like whoever retires first between Ben and AB, they'll be the next sub after Pouncey.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Brian S though. He says he just finished his football practice and now he's tuning in to us. So salute you, man. Hope you had a good practice. Hydrate.
Shout out.
Yeah, man. All right, back to the super chats though. We got Kevin Whitlock. contributing to the show, man. We appreciate your support, man. Yes, we do. And then Mr. Lamborghini Leg Lock. You know we couldn't go without having Mr. Lamborghini Leg Lock pop up and pull up on us. He says, if you had to plug Deke in anywhere on the Steelers, where could he fit in? Well, Mr. Lamborghini Leg Lock, Deke happens to have a cannon of an arm. We call him Deacon Dots. Now, it'll be a little bit of a dilemma because you know how he has his, feelings about 7. Typically, those feelings don't include him and his productivity challenging 7. So this is where it'd be interesting. But I would love to see Deke at quarterback. I feel like he could play quarterback. Yeah.
I think this is how it plays out because I already pledged my allegiance to Haskins in that video.
You definitely did.
So I was gonna say I'm on to wait in the wings until Ben retires, whenever that is, 4 years down the line. But then Haskins, when he comes in, I already told him I'm going to support him. So I'll be Haskins' backup. How about that? I'll be like Batch for Ben. I'll be Haskins' backup. Yeah.
Hey, everything is open. Haskins, throw it deep. Everything is open. If it's not open, give it to Najee. So everything is open.
That's probably my role. If I was to jump in right now, I'm like the 3rd or 4th string guy, practice squad. But I'll be so familiar with the system that whenever Haskins gets in, I could be like his go-to guy.
See, you playing the long game here. I like that.
Exactly. And I don't have to get in. I told you. That's probably my upside right now is practice squad.
Yeah, he has time on his side. He can take a red shirt year, a gray shirt year, an ineligible year. You just give him a ton of time. He's a long development guy. All right, long time to develop. But I like your humbleness right there, man.
That's probably where I'm at.
I was gonna say start him in Buffalo. Go ahead, man. Week 1, run him out that locker room. Lead the troops, man. Come on, baby. You got this.
I don't know about that.
That'll be a little dicey.
I got the tailgate to worry about.
You're right.
I'm more fit for that right now.
You are absolutely right. All right, next up we got Johnny Popham. Johnny Popham, we appreciate your support. He says, Moats and Deke, the best to do it. Let's go to the Super Bowl. We need to make that happen.
I hope so.
I
think we all do.
We all want that to happen, baby. Trust me on that. And you won't be alone. If they go, we will all be there with you. You ain't got to worry about that. That's for certain, man. All right, but the last super chat that I'm seeing so far is Xavier Cunningham. Xavier, man, the X-Man. We appreciate you as well. He says, Ben, Haskins, Dobbs. We don't need picks for QB, offer Mason, and some others who have shined for people like Xavier and Howard.
That ain't happening.
Etc. In terms of not just Xavier, but other players. But yeah, I don't think any team is going to take. I mean, if you're the Dolphins, you're not taking Mason and.
Well, they restructured his contract.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah.
So that's worked out.
Yeah, if you're Jackson.
CJ Henderson.
Jackson, get a little depth behind that. Well, you got Garner. Yeah, Minshew Mania. He already said he ain't even pooping right now, man. So, yeah.
The Colts looked like the best option, but now they're saying Wentz will be ready by week 1.
That's what they said. Because they said him and Quentin Nelson had the foot surgery, and apparently they were back at practice, like walking around, no limps.
I don't know. The timetable was, I think, 5 to 13 weeks. It was like
it was weird. Yeah, it was
biggest
definitely
timetable
weird
you've ever seen. But
yeah,
they're saying week 1 for him, maybe. Worst case, probably week 2. So they're not going to go fools, I'm guessing, unless Wentz gets hurt again.
Now,
then I think he got to.
Absolutely, they would definitely have to. I don't know. Yeah, because if you're Indianapolis, though, you're not feeling that pressed about Mason. Not yet. Yeah.
No, he might even lose this job. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
The weird thing about the competition is Mason might hurt his own trade value.
Absolutely, he
Paskin
might.
beats him out.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think you would have to give up, like, early picks to make the Mason move a little bit more enticing as well. Yeah, because a lot of GMs, and when it comes to quarterbacks, they don't want to die on that hill of somebody else's quarterback. They want to get their own guy. That's typically, unless you already have a Hall of Famer. If you're walking into a situation where you got a guy and you're confident in him, like we saw with Coach T and Ben, then you roll with it. But like we also saw in Arizona, it doesn't matter if it was a first-round pick from a year ago. If that coach necessarily doesn't have that connection, they're not trying to do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with Mason, unfortunately, he wasn't a top 10 pick as well, so he doesn't even have that going for him right now.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, brings up a good point though, right there. All right, and now Call Me K. Don't you call me out. Call Me K. Call Me K says Moats did her dirty, skipping her super chat.
That's a dude though.
Oh, okay. So you did say that.
Yeah.
Carrie is Carrie's the female then.
I think he's a dude too.
No, the reason I say Kerry because I think of with Nolak.
Yeah.
That's why.
I
So
get
every
what
time
you're
I
saying.
think Kerry, I think that.
I
That's
get
why
what
when
you're
I
saying.
see Kay, because I know a Kay that shows up on the crew all the time. Awesome lady. That's why I think of her as well.
I get you.
That's the whole reason with that. So my apologies on that. Call me Kay. But Call Me Kay says I did him dirty, skipping over his super chat. Now let me double check now because I got every. Oh, I didn't skip over your comment. I didn't get to your comment yet. Easy. Simply says, I'll see you in Madden 22, Deke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't skip over that, baby.
I think it's dropping tomorrow.
Yeah. He's gonna call me out, bro. I got every single super chat right here now. We ain't got no problem. Deke on the house right now. I got all of them for the whole day, whole show. I can see everything now. All seeing eye. All seeing. But no, man, shout out to you. But hey, man, you better see that dude in Madden 22, man. And you better not lose. Okay?
We'll see because
We'll see.
they've already snubbed the Steelers team, and I'm already seeing. I'm telling you, dude.
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
I'm already telling you this right now. I'm seeing some of these videos of how to get the best players, what to do in Madden, and I'm seeing these cards that are available already early in the game. Oh man, these God squads are going to be unreal. I'm going up against. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad, but
it's rough on you right now.
I'm going to grit through it. I am. I'm going to grind, and I'm going to get some dubs still.
I like it.
I'm going to be dealing with probably like a 77 overall Ben or something like that.
Oh. Versus somebody,
I mean, these quarterbacks, they're going to be going up with like 90 overall Mahomes
right.
and shit.
So I'm like, yo, if he's, because they already have done him dirty. Yeah.
I'm going to ball out, though. Trust me.
Hey, man, I believe in you, bro. I believe in you. Just
I'm going to make things happen.
Had a taco meat, man, and just do you, baby.
Yeah.
You know, in worst case scenario, if you need to visit Mars before you go play in these games so you're a little bit more relaxed, that might be a way to go about it. All right. We don't want a lot of stress in your life right now.
Yeah.
Keep it smooth. Keep it smooth. But man, this was a vibe today, bro. It's been a vibe.
Yeah, this was fun.
I'm trying to see, do we got anything else before
Someone's asking about your 40 time.
I'm trying to think, like currently or just in general?
What was?
Oh, when I ran it, let's see. Hand time 4.56, laser time was 4.62, or when it was a 4.62 or 4.63, and I was at the combine. But you know they have they do both signs, laser time and hand time. Hand time will always be faster because the hand time stops on the first thing that crosses the line, whereas on the laser, your whole body got to get through the line. So yeah, it's fast enough though. Yeah, trying to think.
Fast enough to make the league.
Hey man, stay for a little while. And NSMC99 says my personal best 40 time was a 3.7. Man, I thought you was talking about my GPA. I was gonna say, boy, don't you get the line about mine now.
Hey, they're saying you might get a Legends card or something in Ultimate Team maybe this year.
I don't know, man. I felt I had one when I played. I don't feel like I got that now though, man. Them days are done.
Little throwback card, baby.
Them days done, baby. Days done.
Could help out the theme team, dude.
And he says, what was my bench press? Eugene want to know my current bench press or what? The most I've ever bench pressed in my life, I stopped at 455. I said that's why I stopped that. But it was more so because we were still getting ready for a season. And the way we were taught at our college was more so we're going to push you, but I want you to get to it like a two rep max essentially. So you're not straining to where you could worry about blowing out a peck or things like that. So I stopped at 455. And then if you want to know my combine reps as well, I think I did, was it 20, 22? I think maybe 22 on bench press, 225 at the combine. That's about it. I don't like bench pressing like that though, man. Don't put no heavyweight on me now, baby. I don't want to look at a bench press. Keep me lean in me, baby. Yeah. See, I think that is everything. Is there anything else?
I think we're good.
The boy said Usain Moats. I wish. And last question. They did want to ask. Lenny asked, did you ever play ball, like play football in your career?
Played everything else.
Yeah, I know you said you golf, basketball, did you hockey as well, right?
Yeah, I played hockey growing up. I played everything else except football. Dude, I wanted to, just I don't know. It was one of those things where you had baseball, and I was always playing baseball growing up.
Yeah, and
then football would be in that in between period between basketball, and I just never really got around to it. I don't know. Because I was playing hockey too. I quit hockey for basketball, which was just a terrible choice because I was really good at hockey. But all my friends were playing basketball, and I never really played basketball. I had to learn and pick it up. If I would have stuck with hockey, man, who knows? Maybe I wouldn't be on this podcast. Maybe
Bro,
I'm not saying NHL. I think I probably could have went to college on some
kind of got
scholarship
the
or
look.
something.
Though. I could see you with the beard and the big curly locks flowing. Like
hockey
you got
was
that look,
my
bro.
thing. The problem with it is so time consuming that it annoyed me, and I just wasn't ready to make that commitment at such a young age.
Gotcha. I can see that. Then. All right.
But yeah, I never played football though.
All right.
I know the game though. Trust me.
Hey, Deke knew what he do. All right, Deke research, Deke put time in. We respect Deke over here, baby. All right. So, and Joe Williams, he was asking about the TJ contract. We talked about that earlier. Soon as we finish the live, it will be back available. You can go back and check it out so you can hear us talking about TJ's contract situation, Joe Haden's contract situation as well, along with a ton of other stuff we was rapping about in here, man. So that will be that part. But
honestly, we talked about TJ's contract for 30 minutes on the last podcast. We didn't. I don't think we touched it on as much on this one.
We talked more so about the situation though, in terms of how would a scenario play out, TJ or shopping somebody else, or just that because it was kind of intertwined in there. But we definitely talked about it a ton last podcast. But he's intertwined in there today.
Yeah.
So now it's time to get up out of here, baby. Shout out to everybody that's been tuning in. Like I said, man, once again, the giveaway, we are announcing the giveaway live on the show Friday morning, baby. 9 a.m. show starts early. Stephanie, if you're still in here, I know you're in Cali, get that coffee, set that alarm. We bright and early, all right? So yeah, with that being said, man, shout out to everybody that's rocking with us. And until next time, baby.
Peace.